This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason PUD3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. And Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health. Good afternoon and welcome once again to Terry Gregg Court in the Shelton High School Mini Dome. This afternoon, Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, has a girls and boys non-conference high school basketball doubleheader featuring the Kingston Buccaneers and the Shelton Highclimbers. I'm Diedrich Allen, and joining me for this broadcast is Jerry Apple.
Hello, Diedrich.
Nice.
Long time not talking to you.
Yeah, it's not even been 24 hours, has it?
It hasn't.
No, yeah. All right, so Shelton comes, well, the girls are first, I should say. The Shelton comes into the game 7-9 on the season. The Lady Highclimbers knocked out Black Hills last night, 47-39. Olivia Liv Henry scored 10 of her game-high 17 points in the third quarter to help the Climbers to a 3-6 Evergreen Conference record. Kingston has a 1-13 record. The Lady Buccaneers are coming off Thursday's 74-30 loss at Bainbridge. Kingston's only win was over Cross Point Academy, 43-39, a week ago yesterday. No record of these two teams playing each other, but we expect a good game as Shelton is looking to make it to 2 in a row, while Kingston would like to pick up its second win. Coming up, we'll talk with Shelton coach Chris Swanson, get you the starting lineups, and, of course, the tip-off. It's the first game of the girls and boys non-conference high school basketball doubleheader with the Shelton Lady Highclimbers hosting the Kingston Lady Buccaneers. Next on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Mason Health wants you to stay healthy. Are you turning 65? Mason Health can help you maximize all that Medicare has to offer. Did you know Medicare covers preventive services under the Medicare Wellness Program? Medicare coverage includes screenings for depression, diabetes, obesity, and alcohol misuse. You can also get mammograms, pap smears, pelvic exams, and more. Talk to your healthcare provider, or you can find more information on masongeneral.com.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
And we're back at the Mini Dome this afternoon, a little earlier than our normal time because we have a double header for you. Girls are first. Jerry, well, I think I'll get right into my interview with Chris Swanson. It happened about an hour ago. I had an opportunity to talk with Shelton headman Chris Swanson. Oh, wait. Of course, it would not. It goes dark on me. Hold on. Coach Chris Swanson, last night get a win, an Evergreen Conference win at Black Hills. Watch that game. Very impressed with the way your girls handled themselves in their comeback.
Yeah, I think this is the trend that we're on lately. Is we're growing, we're getting mentally tougher, we're getting into games where we can be competitive, and now we actually feel like we belong a little bit. And I think we actually controlled most of the tempo in the game last night.
Moving ahead, looking at the standings, are you looking at the standings or taking this one game at a time?
If I'm being honest, we've been kind of mapping it out for a while. We knew that Black Hills was going to be a meaningful game, and each one from here out is meaningful as long as we keep winning them, right? And so, you know, tonight's kind of a chance to get some different players in the game and get a non-league game in there, kind of make up for one of them that we lost with the weather earlier in the year. But then we get into Aberdeen and Rochester and Centralia, and one at a time we get through those, we're going to playoffs.
Let's talk about Kingston, kind of on the down slope as they have been a couple of years. What do you know about them?
Yeah, I mean, I did a little bit of research. Their number 10 shoots pretty well. I thought, you know, looking at their roster, they look pretty young, so they're probably a team that's going to be up and coming in the next few years. But it's kind of like the North Mason game. I think we're capable of losing to anybody, and I think that we're capable of beating just about anybody.
Any changes tonight?
I just like to get a little bit more rotation in. Some of these close league games, I haven't gotten as many of the girls in for minutes, and I'd like to maybe spread that out a little bit and get a little bit more fresh legs in there if we can.
Everybody available for tonight?
Yes.
Good luck tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
And his coach, Chris Swanson. He mentioned he's going to give some different players some time. He also told us that we'll get into the starting lineups, but he's not going to start Raquel Ruiz tonight, give her a couple of more minutes of rest. That young lady plays her heart out, leaves it on the floor every time she's out there.
She sure does. I've been very
impressed?
Yeah, impressed with...
Speechless was almost the word there.
Yeah, I am speechless. But no, Ruiz is a hard worker on defense, takes it to the hoop pretty well. Very impressed with her, obviously.
All right, well, we'll take another break. We'll come back. Jerry might have a couple of keys to bring along to us, and we'll get into the starting lineups. It's all coming up as we wait for the tip-off between the Kingston Lady Buccaneers and the Shelton Lady Highclimbers. All next on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal fiber internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR, then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV, restart or replay shows you've missed, and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
With every load secured, every cigarette butt that doesn't go out the window, every fast food bag that arrives at its proper destination, and every time we politely say, hey, there's a better place for that, Washington gets a little cleaner, a little safer, a little more breathtaking. Because small choices add up to a home we can all be proud of. We keep Washington litter-free.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
All back in the mini dome. in Shelton this afternoon. Oh, no, well, 4:30, close enough to that afternoon. Diedrich Allen and Jerry Apple. Girls action coming up, Kingston and Shelton. And Jerry, you might have a couple of keys of the game for us?
I do, and I want to go back and say something about Raquel Ruiz. She had 5 steals in one game. That tells you right there how quick and aggressive she is. I think the big things tonight, I think that Cedar Wiley and Gabby Monroe especially will control the boards tonight. We do have a little bit of a height advantage. The other thing that the coach mentioned, Mr. Swanson, is tempo. And when you control the tempo, you are going to have less turnovers. Mm-hmm. I would like to see them be at about 12 to 15 turnovers at the most.
You know, you bring up turnovers, and I can't remember when I was scoring the game last night at Black Hills, I had Black Hills with about 30, and Shelton might have had 15, but I think it was less than that. It was a surprisingly clean game for the Lady Climbers last night. But go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, and I always say, use the backboard when you're inside. We have that easy shot inside. Use the backboard. Take your time. Tonight, especially, I think with the height difference, it should be fairly easy. A goal, and we haven't reached it yet, is 70% on our foul shots. The other thing is when you post up, first thing you do is turn around and look at the basket. And you can try a maneuver or flip it back out. And if they want to throw the ball back into you with a bounce pass and take the inside shot, that's great. But we've got to establish that inside-outside presence. And establishing the inside presence will make it so much easier for girls like Didymus Cordova and Olivia Henry and Danica Squire. It'll make it a lot easier for them to make their threes.
Okay.
Would you like me to go ahead now? And
we'll get to that in just a minute.
Okay.
We'll get the starting lineups. It's all coming up next, along with the tip-off, as we get ready for this first game of a doubleheader on Mason Web TV. The ladies are first. Shelton and Kingston next. Mason Health wants you to stay healthy. Are you turning 65? Mason Health can help you maximize all that Medicare has to offer. Did you know Medicare covers preventive services under the Medicare Wellness Program? Medicare coverage includes screenings for depression, diabetes, obesity, and alcohol misuse. You can also get mammograms, pap smears, pelvic exams, and more. Talk to your healthcare provider, or you can find more information on masongeneral.com. Mason Health wants.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see.
D-E-P-R.
Mental illness doesn't show up on a scale.
Bipolar?
Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment.
Anxiety. I thought so.
If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how. And we're back here at the Mini Dome. Just hold off here in a moment because we're going to do the national anthem. We'll be right back.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Mason Health wants you to stay healthy. Are you turning 65? Mason Health can help you maximize all that Medicare has to offer. Did you know Medicare covers preventive services under the Medicare Wellness Program? Medicare coverage includes screenings for depression, diabetes, obesity, and alcohol misuse. You can also get mammograms, pap smears, pelvic exams, and more. Talk to your healthcare provider, or you can find more information on masongeneral.com. And we're back in the mini dome. Time for the starting lineups.
All right.
Turn things over to Jerry Apple.
Thank you, Diedrich. For the Kingston Buccaneers, the visitors, they are under the leadership of Coach Charles Deem. At one guard, number 2, a junior, Kylie Sandstrom. At the other guard, number 10, a junior, Jayla Moon. At one forward, number 11, a sophomore, Taven Belgard. At the other forward, number 14, Tatiana Fontes Lawrence. And rounding out the lineup at center is a sophomore, number 30, Olivia Shakwiti. Now for the home team, the Shelton Highclimbers, under the direction of Coach Chris Swanson. At one guard, number 2, Olivia Henry, a senior. At the other guard, number 11, a senior, Danica Squire. At one forward, number 20, I believe it's number 20, we'll check here. And number is Cedar Wiley.
45.
She's 45
Yeah,
tonight.
she's 45
Okay, thank you for correcting me. She is a freshman. At the other forward is number 33, a forward, Didemus Cordova, and she is a senior. And rounding out your lineup is number 21 at center, a senior, Gabby Monroe.
All right, thank you, Jerry. I have to take credit for that thing of Jerry saying 20 instead of 45 because Cedar wore 20 one time, and I added it to the score sheet, and I haven't fixed it yet. One time. Blame me on that one.
Okay.
Ready to get this thing tipped off here in the mini dome. Whoops, I got to fix something really quick here.
It's usually the other way around, everybody.
It's sort of. Okay, hold on a second here. I got to do a quick change here, get the right screen up. There we go. The Highclimbers are in their home white uniforms with the red letters, and the Buccaneers will be wearing black this evening. So the ball is in the air and knocked out of bounds. So I think we got to redo it, right, Jerry?
Yep.
So we'll do it again. Ball's up. Tip is actually stolen away by Danica Squire. She'll get it all the way up under the basket to Liv Henry, and up and in. The Highclimbers are on the board first that quickly.
Nice assist by Danica Squire.
And an inbounds quickly over the head of a couple of Highclimbers. So one of those fronts that are really difficult to see, Jerry. Here is Moon with the ball.
In a 2-3 zone on the Highclimbers.
And Fuentes Lawrence into the corner. Up top. And here's Belgard. Around the horn it goes. 5 on the shot clock and a 3 at the top. And in. That is Tatiana Fuentes Lawrence puts the Bucks up by 1. And then a whistle on a collision at midcourt between Moon and Monroe, excuse me. And that will be a foul on Moon, her first of the game. And an errant pass out of bounds and a quick little turnover on the Highclimbers. The Buccaneer ball. Moon will trigger the play. Get it into Fuentes Lawrence. She'll slowly bring it up the court. Hand it off to Moon. Moon looking for the high post feed. Throws it over. See, I had a number that was wrong. There's a shot on the way and off. And a rebound pulled down by the Highclimbers. Squire up the court to Wiley. Leaves it there for Henry. Henry fakes the three. Drives to the foul line into the paint. And a runner that popped out. Got her own rebound. One dribble. Handed off to Wiley. Wiley for three. Yep. I think I'm missing a player on my score sheet, Jerry. I'll have to track it down. Inbounds goes through the hands and out of bounds, through the hands of Caldera. Out of bounds. It'll be Highclimber ball. I'll check on that again in a minute.
Sure.
Maybe I'm just mixing up a couple of numbers. I am, actually. Here is Henry. Henry to Squire. Try to get a pass down to Monroe. Stolen away, and up it goes to Moon. Moon, nice extra pass. Landing off the glass and in is Fuentes Lawrence, and she's got all 5 of the Buccaneers' points. 5-5, 6 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Liv Henry, shy of the midcourt, steps across and gets a double team to Squire. Squire wide open under the bucket is Wiley up and in.
Nice job by Cedar Wiley of using the backboard of that shot.
It's as if she was listening to you, Jerry. Here are the Buccaneers crossing midcourt. This is Caldera. Runs into a wall of Monroe. Puts a shot up short, and Wiley came up with that rebound, I guess you could say. And here's Squire bringing it up over to Sister Cordova. Down to Monroe, to the bucket, up and in.
Nice job using the backboard.
Jerry's going to say that the whole afternoon, isn't he?
Yeah, I am.
Inbounds. Sorry, Jerry, I'm going to turn you down just a tad. Gonna catch up here. A little bit of a press broken there. And here is Fuentes Lawrence spinning to the foul line, lost it. And out it goes the Moon for 3. That's in and out. Rebound in traffic was Bellegarde. And she draws a foul on the Highclimbers. And that will go on Gabby Monroe. That's her first. Of course, the first team foul on the Highclimbers. Moon will trigger the ball for the Buccaneers on the baseline, right of the backboard, into the corner to Sandstrom. Here's Moon for 3, short. Right there for the rebound was Bellegarde. Out it goes to Fuentes Lawrence. Her 3 is off. Rebound rolls off the body. I believe that was Caldera. Out of bounds. It'll be a Highclimber ball.
And we've got a press going on for the Buccaneers. Looks like a 1-2-2's full court press.
Here's Monroe breaking it with all the way up to Wiley finds Monroe. Monroe a little hard on that shot off the backboard.
Nice pass, though, by Riley.
Fuentes Lawrence the other way. Trying to spin around the defense of Wiley. Loses the ball and pity pats it into the corner. Gets it to Moon up at the elbow beyond the three-point arc. Moon directing some traffic. Fuentes Lawrence. Opposite side, 3 on the way, and almost in by Caldera. Rebound goes to the Highclimbers. Here comes Henry. Live to the three-point arc, near side. Up top it goes to Squire. Back over to Henry. Henry for 3. That's short, right into the hands of the Buccaneers' Fuentes Lawrence. And Moon pushed it up the court. And Fuentes Lawrence can't come up with the ball, and the Highclimbers are going right back. Quick passes. Here's Wiley driving inside. Gets the ball down into the paint. It's deflected out and stolen away by the Buccaneers. Here's Moon. Jayla again directing some traffic. Gets it to Fuentes Lawrence. Back to Moon. And Fuentes Lawrence. Opposite side now, Caldera. Pass in the middle. Somehow it made it into Bellegarde. Up top it goes. Fuentes Lawrence for 3. That's off. Rebound Sister Cordova. And we're at 3:15 to go first quarter. 9-5 our score. Shelton with the lead in the ball. Here is Henry. Over to Squire. Squire feeds Monroe. Monroe, one dribble. Makes some contact. No whistle. Missed the shot. And then they're going to get Gabby for a grab going the other way, I believe. If so, that's 2 on her quickly. Second team foul. Here comes Ruiz. Here comes Jasmine Rivera.
It's interesting watching Danica Squire throw that ball. She throws it like a catcher.
She does. And it's kind of contagious for the rest of the team. If you notice, they also do that. It kind of drives me nuts as a basketball purist, I guess. 2 hands on the ball when you can.
I think I was taught that, yeah.
Here's Moon. Cross court it goes to Caldera. Into the corner now. Inside of the paint feed in Franklin. Kick out to the corner, 3 on the way and short. And Ruiz with the rebound. Raquel going to go right to work and bang bodies, loses the ball. Wiley comes up with it, out to Henry. Henry with a 3 and in. Liv Henry with her second field goal, 5 points.
And she got hot last night with the 3s.
Yeah, she did. She exploded for 10 points in the third quarter. Pass up the court. And trying to make a move to the hoop. I can't see who that is. I think that's going to be Franklin, who checked in a little while ago. Yep, it is Taza Franklin at the free throw line for 2 free throws.
And the foul was on Danica Squire.
Okay.
Her first.
Third team foul. Franklin at the free throw line. First free throw, short. She'll get another one. 12-5 our score. 2:21 to go first quarter. Shelton with the lead. Kingston, Taza Franklin at the free throw line for second of 2. In and out on the second one, and we have a whistle under the basket. I think they're going to get Jazz Rivera for a little bit of a hold on that rebound.
We've gone almost 6 minutes, and that was the first foul shots attempts.
Actually, that's on Raquel Ruiz, her first. Inbounds from the baseline for the Buccaneers. This long hair is driving me crazy. Jerry can't see numbers. It's really difficult. And the colors scheme is really hard to see. That the contrast is not good enough.
Why don't they make those letters solid? Those numbers.
That's a good question. So we got a foul on Rivera, I believe, on that play. Here's Moon. And Fuentes Lawrence missed a shot. Rivera pulled down the rebound, and here comes Ruiz. Raquel stumbles into the paint and draws a foul.
But she did make a very nice pass there inside.
So Tatiana Fuentes Lawrence picked up her first foul. Inbounds to Wiley. She tries to put up a shot, draws a foul, but she'll go to the free throw line for 2. And that'll go Tana Caldera with the foul. That's a third team foul on the Buccaneers. Wiley's first free throw goes in.
First foul shot attempt by the Highclimbers.
Didena's sister Cordova returns. Liv Henry will get a rest for the Highclimbers. As Cedar Wiley's second free throw, nothing but net. And it's a 14-5 lead, 9-point lead for the Highclimbers.
And they're on a 9-0 run.
Caldera will get it to Fuentes Lawrence. And here's Moon, barely getting across the timeline. Quickly up to Franklin. Franklin lobs it to Fuentes Lawrence, handed off to Moon. And here's Fuentes Lawrence with 10 on the shot clock. Here's Moon. Moon's going to take a 3. Rims it off. A rebound tracked down in the corner by Caldera. Moon way outside. Hits it. Way outside, Jerry. That was probably 6-7 feet beyond the arc. But
they're going to be shooting from outside the whole time.
Here's Ruiz with a nice little layup there. Her first basket for Raquel. And it's an 8-point lead for the Highclimbers, 16-8. Caldera Throws it up to Franklin. Franklin down to Bellegarde. Lost it out of bounds, but say it went off of a Highclimber. It'll be Kingston ball.
Yeah, it went off of Didymus Cordova.
Okay, I was moving camera at that point. All right. Harmony Tyson will step onto the court for the Buccaneers. She'll get the ball in the inbounds. Up to Fuentes Lawrence. Oh, boy. Tyson with 3 in the corner. I should say the side. It's a 5-point lead for the Highclimbers. Here is Rivera to the hoop. Missed the shot a little hard off the backboard. And recovered by Kingston. There comes Fuentes Lawrence. Over to that was Tyson. Gets the ball back in. Here is Fuentes Lawrence. Tyson with another 3, same spot, missed the shot. Rebound was grabbed initially by Franklin, tied up by Squire. Jump ball called. It'll stay with the with the Buccaneers.
Interesting note, the Buccaneers have only had 1 shot inside. All the rest have been 3-pointers.
Ani Bailey stepped onto the court for the Highclimbers. Inbounds goes to Caldera. Her 3 is off. Wiley with a rebound. She'll get it to Squire. Squire up to Raquel Ruiz. She'll drive in with a runner, puts it up short, but drew the foul. 2 shots coming for Raquel on the 14th foul for the Buccaneers. And that will go on Diana Caldera, her 2nd. And Raquel Ruiz at the free throw line for 2 free throws. Got it. First one. Olivia Henry will step back onto the court and for Danica Squire. 2nd free throw by Ruiz goes in.
4 for 4 at the foul line for the Highclimbers.
6.6 seconds remain in the first quarter. 18-11 is our score. Shelton with the lead, and Kingston has the ball in their back court. Press being a little bit of trouble, and the quarter will run out. So we're through 1. Shelton up 18-11 on Kingston. We'll be right back.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
Waiting for the start of the second quarter. 18 for Shelton, 11 for Kingston.
Well, Shelton has reached 3 of my goals so far. They only got 3 turnovers first quarter. They made 4 for 4 on their foul shots, which is really good, and they're controlling the boards.
So the Climber ball coming out of the timeout between the quarters to start the second. Come out with Henry, Cordova, Wiley, Ruiz, and Bailey. For the Buccaneers, you've got Moon, Fuentes Lawrence, Franklin, Tyson, and I'm missing one. Oh, there is Caldera. So Henry will get it in to Ruiz. Raquel gets try to lace a pass the side of the paint. It's deflected, but it goes right back to Ruiz. A reset for the Highclimbers. Here's Sister Cordova. High post feed to Wiley. Turns, faces the bucket. Throws it out into the wing, and here's Henry. Henry fakes the 3, drives into the paint. Tried to get some sort of shot off.
But she did draw the foul.
She drew the foul. It was kind of pinned to her body by the foul. And that will be on Harmony Tyson, her first. So they're not going to give her the shot. It's a baseline inbounds, left of the backboard. Cordova gets it into Ruiz. Raquel drives the foul line, leaves it for Henry. Henry will take that 3. Oop, just short. Rebound goes to Moon. Jayla up to Fuentes Lawrence. Here's Moon between the circles. Over to Tyson. No, I'm sorry, that's Caldera. Caldera gets the ball back, takes the long 2. Missed the shot, and the rebound is by Tyson. Out it goes to Fuentes Lawrence, hits it. Second 3 for Tatiana. It's a 4-point lead for the Highclimbers, 18-14. Here's Ruiz up the court. Nobody stopping ball. She bangs into bodies, and they're going to call a blocking foul on the Buccaneers. A couple of Kingston players there.
But she was inside that little circle.
Let's see who the call was on. I think that's.
Well, they were inside the defense.
Yeah, right. So Raquel Ruiz will get into 2 free throws. I'm still waiting for them to post a foul. I guess it went on number 22. That's Caldera, her 3rd, 6th team foul. And Raquel Ruiz is at the free throw line for the first of 2. Got the first one. She'll get one more. Kylie Sandstrom will step back onto the court for the Buccaneers, replacing Tayana Caldera. And here's Raquel Ruiz's 2nd free throw. Off the back of the iron, and the rebound pulled down by Franklin. She'll push it up to Tyson. Tyson to the basket. A little too early on her shot. The rebound, however, was by the Buccaneers. I couldn't see who it was. It was Franklin. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Buccaneer ball under the backboard. Actually, it's going to be to the left of the backboard as Gabby Monroe returns for Shelton. Inbounds now. Moon will get it in to Tyson. Actually, missed the 3. It's short. And here comes the Ruiz. Here's Henry up top. Looking for Bailey. Over to Sister Cordova. Open for 3 in the elbow. Missed it. Rebound bounces into the corner out of bounds. And it'll be Kingston ball. Moon will inbounds it. Gets it into Fuentes Lawrence. Cho will throw a long ball up to midcourt to Tyson. Stripped and gets it back. And here's Moon. Between the circles now to Fuentes Lawrence. Tyson for 3. That one's short. Sneaking in for the rebound is Franklin. Gets it out to Moon. Moon to Fuentes Lawrence. Back to Moon. To Fuentes Lawrence. 3 on the way at the top. That one's off. Rebound Monroe goes to the floor to get it. That should be a jump ball, and that'll stay with the Buccaneers. And then we have a timeout by, I guess it's not going to be a jump ball. We have a full timeout by the Highclimbers. 6:06 to go in the first half. 19 for Shelton, 14 for Kingston. We'll be back.
We all depend on them for medical emergencies, to keep our highways safe, and to get back on the road. And emergency responders depend on us to watch for them, to slow down and move over. We do it for the people out there taking the risks while helping others, and the people who care about them, because most of us agree that we all share a responsibility for safety on our roads.
And we're back here in the Mini Dome. I'm Dietrich Allen. That's Jerry Apple. 5-point lead for the Highclimbers. If I'm correct, they led by as many as 9. Is that right, Jerry?
That is correct.
And the Kingston had it down to 4 just a little while ago.
It's each team does their little spurt.
Yeah.
Like we had a 9-0 run there after the score was 5-5 at the beginning to make it 14-5. But you're right.
It'll be. I thought it would be Kingston ball coming out of timeout, but I guess it was a jump ball, and that did go over to the Buccaneers, and Coach Swanson called a timeout. So it'll be baseline inbounds for the Bucks. Moon will get it in to Tyson. Back to Moon. Over to Tyson. Nearly knocked away. Here's Moon again for 3. Hits it again. She shoots way outside, Jerry. It doesn't matter where she is, she'll shoot. That's her second 3 in the ball game. Here is Ruiz to the baseline. Down it goes to Monroe. I'm sorry, it is Gabby Monroe. And we got a foul, loose ball foul on the Buccaneers. Looks like it'll go on Tasia Franklin, her first. It's a 7th team foul. Squire will come back into the ball game for Bailey. I thought it was a 17 fouls.
They should be shooting 1-1, yeah.
Isn't it 1-1?
Yeah, it is.
I think they're discussing that right now.
But
and they're trying to figure out who's going to be the shooter. It's going to be Gabby Monroe. That's a delay there. They were lined up as for a baseline inbounds. And they're like, oh, who's supposed to be shooting now? So it'll be Gabby Monroe at the free throw line for the front end of the 1-and-1. And what do we have here? There's a little discussion between Cordova and Sandstrom on goes in there. Now we're going to get it away. Get another substitution. Okay, so she's wearing 35. Chiquiti's wearing 35, I guess. And Monroe gets the first free throw. Olivia Chiquiti is in wearing number 35 for the Buccaneers. So, Monroe hit the first of the 1-and-1. She'll get another one. Try to extend this lead back to 4, and she does.
And I'm proud of Gabby Monroe for her foul shooting.
Buccaneers had closed to 2 points. Highclimbers get it back up to 4. And here goes the Buccaneers. Chiquiti hands it off to Moon. Moon into the outside, I should say, and Tyson loses the ball out of bounds.
It's interesting. The Highclimbers are 7 for 8 from the foul line.
Highclimber ball in the back court. 5.5 minutes to go. And counting here in the half. Ruiz in the back court. Crossing midcourt, splits a double team to the foul line. Leaves it there for Squire down to Monroe. Monroe goes baseline, gets an extra pass there to Cordova. Just a little short on her shot. Rebound goes to Moon. And here come the Buccaneers. To Franklin. And a foul on the floor. And I think Tajla got away with a little bit of a walk there.
Yeah, she did. She did before the contact.
So it'll be a baseline inbounds for the Buccaneers. We have a 30 here.
That was the second foul on Danica Squire.
I was just going to mention that as I was catching up on my paperwork here. We have a 30-second timeout. I'll remind you that coming up after this game, about 20 minutes after the girls get done, it's the boys' version of this between Kingston and Shelton, so we'll be here for that game as well.
Yep.
Love these doubleheaders. Get 2 games in one sitting.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And I think our voices are going to hold out. Hopefully you got more cough drops.
There's 2 here. You need one? There you go. I got about 4 in the bag there, Jerry, so we have to be kind of sparse on our cough drop.
I told him I was bringing the cough drops next time.
Okay. Oh, and you're losing them now, too.
I got it.
Inbounds from the baseline to Sandstrom. Sandstrom, nearly stolen away by Ruiz. Goes out of bounds. Sideline inbounds for the Buccaneers. Excuse me. Moon will trigger the play. Asking somebody to come to the ball. Gets it in to Franklin and gets it back. And here's Chiquiti with the ball between the circles. Near side to Moon. Back to Chiquiti. Over to Moon and to Franklin. Side of the paint to Tyson. Out to Moon. She's going to shoot. Nope. She's going to Chiquiti. And they'll back her out. 7 on the shot clock. Out it goes to Chiquiti. 3 on the way and off. Rebound tracked down by Ruiz on the run for the Highclimbers. Up to Henry just out of her hand and out of bounds.
Just a little high.
A little high.
But nice idea.
Yeah. Way to push it. Highclimbers up 21-17. 4:34 to go here in the first half. Moon's got a baseline inbounds in the back court. Inbounds to Sandstrom, gets it back to Chiquiti. Up it goes to Franklin. Tried to lace a pass to Tyson, deflected. And Ruiz comes up with that ball. Up the far sideline she goes. Raquel on the run. She'll kick it to Henry for 3. That's short. Henry fell down, no whistle. And Ruiz grabbed that rebound. Back to Henry. Henry fakes the 3, and they're going to get her with a little traveling call on the pivot foot. Just a little too quick. She's too quick for the ball to start bouncing. That's how quick she is. So on the turnover, with 4:07 to go here in the half, Chiquiti with the ball in back court. Nearly stolen by Henry. And here's Franklin. Tied up, and a foul called on the Highclimbers right below us, Jerry.
Good effort. They had her trapped.
It'll be 1-1 for the shooter.
See who they give the foul to. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, I was going to go on Liv Henry, her first.
Okay.
So the 17th foul, and that puts Taja Franklin at the free throw line for the first of a 1-1. Here comes Cayenne Miller for the Highclimbers. Raquel Ruiz will get a break. Well-deserved break.
Yeah, she puts it all out there.
Yeah.
On the floor.
First free throw for Franklin. On the 1-1, it's off. Rebound goes to Monroe, knocked out of bounds by Tyson. It will be a Highclimber ball with 3:56 to go here in the half. 21-17 is their score.
For Kingston to be in this game, which they fairly well are, they need to make those 1-on-1s.
And a steal nearly by Franklin. I guess we're going to credit her with a steal. She does end up with it. Here's Moon outside. She'll take that three. She'll hit that three.
Oh.
Her third three for Moon. Henry, it's a 1-point lead now. I just glanced at that, wasn't realizing. Here's Monroe going to work. Missed it. Got her own rebound. Tied up immediately by Tyson. Nope, actually that's Franklin. And that'll stay with the Highclimbers. Boy, Kingston's in this game, Jerry. Looking for their second win on the season.
Well, Moon has already got 9 points off of three-pointers. She's definitely carried the Buccaneers in this game.
The foul, they're going to call a foul on Franklin. It's her second, the 8th team foul. Gabby Monroe back at the free throw line for the front end of a 1-1. Her team leading by 1 with 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. She got the first one.
Nice job.
Standing in there with confidence, she didn't even flinch, Jerry. She knew it was going in before it left her hand.
She's been practicing. She told me that.
Second free throw for Monroe. Same as the first. Gabby with 6 points.
90% on their foul shots. 9 for 10.
3-point lead for the Highclimbers, 23-20. Here's Chiquiti to Moon. Cross court it goes to Sandstrom. She's been quiet. Gets the ball back. Well, we thought about a three for a moment. To Chiquiti. She'll take the three at the top. It rims off. Rebound right in there is Franklin fighting for that ball. Sandstrom comes up with it. It rolls over to the hands of Chiquiti. Reset to Moon, to Chiquiti. And they're working that far side right now. Cross court pass to Tyson. Tyson trying to get by Miller. On the dribble, turnaround jumper for Tyson. It's short. Rebound goes to Miller. Credit Miller with some good defense there. Jerry staying right with it. Here's Henry quickly the other way. Leave it for Squire. Squire one-hands it down to Monroe. She's going to go baseline, turn around, off the glass, missed it. Got her own rebound, goes right back up. Missed the shot, but drew the foul. Gabby Monroe to the free throw line again.
That was a nice move by Gabby. Unfortunately, she did miss it, but she's going to the foul line.
Foul went on Harmony Tyson, her second, the 9th team foul. So Monroe with the first of 2. Ooh, just a little short, Gabby.
I did say that.
She'll get another one. I think she knew it when it left her hand that it was going to be short.
Yeah.
Here's the second one. Looks a lot better. It
Good.
goes in, nothing but net.
Good form.
Ivan Bellegarde returns for the Buccaneers. 2:39 to go in the half, 24-20. Here comes Chiquiti. Over it goes to Moon. Into the corner to Sandstrom. Bounce it to Franklin. Out to Moon. Moon way outside for another three. You got to put somebody in her face. Doesn't matter where she is on the court. She's going to throw it up.
Like you said, she's 7 or 8 feet beyond the three-point arc.
Here's Sister Cordova for the Highclimbers going right back to the hoop. Missed the shot. Rebound tapped out of bounds by Miller, but it'll go over to.
That gal can shoot.
Yeah.
Wow.
1 point lead again for the Highclimbers. 24-23. 2:10 to go in the half. Abby Sachs will step onto the court for first time tonight, or this afternoon. I guess we're into the nighttime now, technically. Here's Sandstrom in the corner. Foul line jumper for Franklin. That's off the mark. Rebound. Franklin tracked it down to Chiquiti. To Moon. Moon with a high dribble, looking for the high post feed. Here's Chikiti for three. That one's a little off. Rebound right there for Franklin. Missed that shot, and Wiley gets the rebound. Up to Miller. Miller to three-point arc. She'll put a little set shot in. Missed it. Rebound pulled down by Bellegarde. And she gets it to Moon. Here come the Buccaneers, looking for their first lead. And off the hands, out of bounds. Franklin couldn't quite handle that pass. 1:24 to go here in the second quarter. 24 for Shelton, 23 for Kingston. Squire waves people in to help Liv and her and get the ball up the court. Here's Miller. Miller back to Henry. Henry, center of the court to Squire. Squire to Wiley. Wiley, extra pass to Miller. Miller, just a little bit of a touch on the body by Moon. That's her second personal 10th team foul. That does send Kyan Miller to the free throw line.
I like the way they broke that press with passing.
So Kyan Miller give the Highclimbers a little bit of breathing room. Oop, missed the first one. Should get one more. 1:12 to go in the half. Still 24-23. Shelton up one. Miller with another free throw for the Highclimbers. Pushes it off. Rebound goes to Sandstrom. Up it goes to Franklin. Franklin finds Kachiti. Over to Moon. Back to Chikiti. And here is Bellegarde, excuse me. Gets the ball back in a dry baseline. Goes around the defense to the hoop and in.
Bellegarde?
Yeah, Bellegarde.
That was a nice move, too.
Yeah, gives the Buccaneers the lead of one.
First lead of the game for the Buccaneers.
Here is Henry. Over to Squire, to Miller, back to Squire, down to Sachs on the box. It's deflected out of bounds. It's going to go off of Kingston out of bounds. It'll be Highclimber ball. 30 seconds remains in the half. Buccaneers up one. Squire will inbounds it to the right of the backboard. Going to throw one-handed to Henry. Henry fakes the three, gets it back to Squire. Squire long two. That's off. Miller with the rebound. Turns and looks outside. Gets in the inside to Sachs. Abby. Oh, geez, she traveled on that one. Wow. 21.2 seconds remaining here in the half. 25 for Kingston. 24
for the last shot
to Shelton. To Shelton. Oh, a steal by Henry. Henry to the three-point arc on the near side. Gets it to Squire. Lob it to Wiley. Wiley, good patience. Missed the shot. Got her own rebound. 4 on the game clock. Up to Squire. Squire, top of the key. Yes! That's a 2 for Danica. And that gives the Highclimbers that 1-point lead at the half. 26-25. Was not expecting this close of a game.
She was over the line.
Yeah, she was inside the arc.
Okay.
So 26-25 at the half. Highclimbers up one. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal fiber internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR, then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV, restart or replay shows you've missed, and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
Kids will be kids, which just goes to say kids will be curious. They get into everything, everything. If there's a loaded firearm in the house, they could get their hands on that too. Keeping firearms locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition in a place inaccessible to kids can help keep your loved ones safe from family fire. Safe gun storage saves lives.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, like, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason PUD3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. And Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health.
Well, the halftime score there. Shelton 26, Kingston 25. Let's see here. Pretty balanced scoring across both teams, I'm going to say. Cedar Wiley leads Shelton with 7 points. 5 for Olivia Henry, 5 for Raquel Ruiz. 7 points for Gabby Monroe. 2 points for Danica Squire. For the Buccaneers, their leading scorer is going to be Tatiana Fuentes Lawrence with 8. I'm sorry, I'm going to take that back. Jayla Moon has 9. Looks like a 7 on my writing there. Then 8 for Fuentes Lawrence. 3 for Harmony Tyson, and a basket for Tyven Belgard. That's how we sit scoring-wise. Jerry, you're all ready?
I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Diedrich. For the visiting Kingston Buccaneers, they are 0 for 3 from the foul line. Only one person has shot foul shots, and that is Tyza Franklin, and she's 0 for 3. The Buccaneers have had 9 turnovers. They've made 9 out of 32 attempts for 28%. Now, this is an interesting statistic. Kingston is 7 for 24 from the three-point land. They've only taken 8 shots inside, and Taza Franklin is the leader in that category with 4 shots inside. So, 0 for 3 foul line, 9 turnovers, 9 for 32 from the field for 28%. Now, let's go to the Highclimbers and see how they're doing. They're 10 for 14 from the foul line, 70%, reaching my goal. And from the field, the Highclimbers are 7 for 25. That is 30% shooting. They also have 9 turnovers, so 9 apiece. A little bit over what I was hoping for. The other thing with the Highclimbers, they've taken most of their shots inside. They definitely have that height advantage. They are 5 for 19 inside the three-point arc.
Okay.
So that's my statistics.
Oh, we're early here today, Jerry. I wonder why we're doing that here. So it's a 26-25. We'll take another timeout. We'll be back with some more halftime score. Again, Shelton 26, Kingston 25.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. is the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal fiber internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR, then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV, restart or replay shows you've missed, and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Now we're back here in the Mini Dome. Halftime score, Shelton 26, Kingston 25. Just a couple of minutes away from the start of the third quarter, Jerry.
So the interesting thing, I believe the Highclimbers had a 9-point lead at one time.
Yeah.
And now it's 26-25. And the player that's really helped them is Jayla Moon. She is 4 for 9 from three-point land, which is pretty good. Both of these teams, both the boys and girls Shelton Highclimber teams, I believe right now are in fourth place.
Right, that's the way it looks. You could technically say that the girls are tied with Rochester. They have the same record, however, the Highclimbers beat the Rochester in Rochester last week. So, and they're going to do it again later next week. So we'll see who that should decide. In this stretch of games, this last 3-4 games in conference play will probably decide everything
Is
for the
that
girls.
game coming up next Thursday?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a Thursday, and I believe it's Friday. The boys will play at Rochester. I believe that's the way it is.
And then the last game will be against Centralia on February the 3rd.
Right. Well, we're going to get into the third quarter in about 30 seconds.
This broadcast is copyright protected by Digiproof on behalf of Diedrich Allen and Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of its contents, pictures, descriptions, and accounts without the consent of Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, MasonWebTV.com, and Hood Canal Communications is prohibited.
All right, we are waiting for the start of the third quarter. Kingston with a 1-point deficit, and they come out with Chakati. Is that right? Chakati.
Yes.
Chakati Moon. It looks like Sandstrom.
I almost want to say Shakita.
Yeah. Franklin and missing one. The Bellegarde, excuse me. Now the Highclimbers have Henry, Wiley, Monroe open underneath, up and in. Gabby Monroe adds to her total there.
Nice pass by Olivia Henry.
And Sister Cordova, who gets a steal underneath, going the other way. Here comes Squire for the Climbers, over to Cordova. Sister with a 3. That's off. Wiley gets the rebound. Cross court, it goes to Henry. Henry down to Monroe. Monroe, a little patience, hesitated, put up a shot, and got fouled. So Gabby back to the free throw line, Jerry. She's having a little bit more patience than we've seen most of the season.
Yeah, she is.
So Gabby only has 1 miss at the free throw line, is that right?
That is correct. She's 5 for 6.
Okay. She's got 2 field goals. At the first free throw, she'll get 1 more. She now
I
has
am
10
very
points.
proud of her, like I said.
She's doing a great job. Second free throw for Gabby. A little off the back of the mark there. And Sandstrom pulls down the rebound. Here's Chiquiti. Over to Sandstrom, back to Chiquiti. Now here is Bellegarde to Chiquiti. And Sandstrom. If you look, there's Chiquiti with 3. She'll hit that. I was just going to mention that Liv Henry stayed right there with Moon. Did not leave her at all. Just front guarded her the whole time.
I think they talked about that at halftime.
It was not a reset of the shot clock. Here's Henry with a 3. In and out. Rebound goes to Squire. Squire's going to drive to the box. And then that's an offensive foul. If anything, it was a travel, but okay. And the turnover on the Highclimbers. So they're going to give Danica her 3rd personal foul. Chiquiti, try to get a pass over Henry. She'll slap it and steal it. Here's Cordova back to Henry. Liv to Squire at the top for 3. Nope. Rebound goes to Wiley. Wiley finds Monroe. Missed the shot. Wiley with the rebound. Kick it out to Henry. Henry drives in. Over to Sister. Cordova bobbled it, but drove in. Runner on the baseline. Missed that one, and the rebound tracked down by Bellegarde. Handed off to Chiquiti. Here's Olivia with the ball near side to Sandstrom. To Franklin, tied up by Squire. You know, Danica doesn't give up. Not even after the whistle goes. She's still playing.
She's a hustler.
Yeah.
I mean, it's evident in the baseball, too.
Yeah.
You know, it's just her nature. She is a hustler, just like Ruiz is.
Baseline inbounds for the Buccaneers. Into Sandstrom at to Chiquiti. Over goes to Bellegarde. Bellegarde way outside on the far side. Back to Chiquiti. Over to Bellegarde. Bellegarde will take the 3. They're leaving her open. Missed the shot, and Wiley grabs the rebound. Hands it off to Henry. Henry looked at the baseline, make sure she wasn't standing on the end line. And she'll bring it up. Liv over to Sister. Down it goes to Monroe. Knocked away by Sandstrom and taken by Bellegarde. Over to Moon. Her first touch. She's going to take a 3. She's going to rim that one off. And Bellegarde tracked it down and saved it inbounds, but right to Squire. Danica wraps 2 arms around it and one hands it up, and it's picked off by Moon. Here comes Jayla. Pops for 3 at the top. That's off the glass. No. Franklin with the rebound and putback. No. And Squire and Franklin tie up. And jump ball called. That'll go over to the Highclimbers.
So that will be a turnover on the Kingston.
29-28. Shelton with that 1-point lead. 5:14 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Squire, one arm throw up the court, knocked out of bounds by Bellegarde. It'll be Highclimber ball, sideline inbounds. Squire will inbounds it. Gets it into Cordova. Sister holds the ball. Decides to dribble to the near side. Here's Henry open for 3 in the corner. It rims in and out. Rebound goes to Sandstrom. Here's Chiquiti. Quickly to Franklin. To Chiquiti. To Sandstrom. Sandstrom trying to drive. Cut off by Sister. Out to Chiquiti for 3. That's off. Rebound right into the hands of Monroe. And here comes Henry. Liv one hands it down low to Wiley. To the hoop, up and in. Cedar with their first basket since the 1st quarter.
Yes. I believe she made the very first basket of the game.
She did. Here's Moon in backcourt to Bellegarde. To Franklin. Steps across midcourt. Gets it back to Bellegarde. And Chiquiti between the circles. Over it goes to Bellegarde. She's going to try to dribble in. It's going to be a touch foul away from the ball, I think. They're going to give that on Didema's sister Cordova. Her first. 2nd team foul on the Highclimbers. Jasmine Rivera steps back onto the court for Shelton. So does Raquel Ruiz. Danica and Sister will get a rest. Baseline inbounds. Moon will trigger the play right at the backboard. Gets it into Franklin. Franklin up and in. Nobody stopped the ball there in the middle of the court. And it's a 31-30 game here with the Highclimbers a 1-point lead. Here's Henry. Cross court to Wiley. Into the corner to Rivera. She'll take a 3. That's right to Monroe, up and in. Gabby, I don't know if you give her assist on that or not, Jerry. Here's an inbounds to Chiquiti up the sidelines. And out of bounds it goes. Caldera checked back in and can't handle that pass. Tatiana Fontes.
I guess
Flores
it depends on how
back in.
generous you are.
Pad the stats. Give her an assist, Jerry.
Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not giving assists.
You're not going to do that. Okay, fine. Here's Wiley for three at the top. That's off the back of the iron. Rebound tracked down by Fontes Lawrence, and then it goes out of bounds. It'll be Highclimber ball sideline inbounds. Foul line extended. Right in front of her own bench is Jasmine Rivera. She'll get it into Ruiz. Raquel, a couple of dribbles at the top. Over to Henry, knocked out of bounds by Moon. We'll do it again from the sidelines. See all the movement back there on the camera. That's the Kingston boys team heading to the locker room to get dressed. So Jasmine Rivera will inbounds it again from the sidelines and again gets it into Ruiz. Down to the side of the paint to Monroe, and they're going to get Caldera over the top. That's 4 fouls on her. She's sitting for most of the second quarter and most of this quarter. It'll be 2 team fouls on Kingston. It'll be baseline inbounds for the Highclimbers. Rivera gets it into Ruiz. Raquel to the foul line and steps back to reset. Oh, had her pass deflected, got it right back. 20 on the shot clock for Raquel. Near side to Wiley. To Rivera, tap pass down to Monroe. Monroe spins baseline on the drive, bounce it across the paint to Ruiz. Fadeaway goes in.
Nice pass by Monroe. Gabby Monroe, nice assist.
Long pass to Bellegarde. She'll get it by the defense of Rivera, and then a pass right into the hands of Ruiz. Here comes Raquel on the run the other way. To Henry. Henry pats the ball over. Resets. Here's Wiley. She's going to drive side of the paint, find Monroe. Monroe, little hook layup, fell off, got her own rebound. Handed off to Ruiz, out to Henry for 3. That's off. Rebound will go to Rivera. I guess he's going to call a jump ball. Caldera left that ball low and just enough for Rivera to grab it and tie it up. So, Jerry, what do you think about all that?
Well, the Buccaneers are starting to pick up a lot of turnovers.
Here's Caldera. Out to Fuentes. Lawrence missed the 3. Rebound goes to Caldera. She's going to be triple teamed, and we have, what, a timeout? Yeah, I think we have a timeout. Now, a timeout has been called. So there's going to be a 30 here? I'm assuming it's going to be a 30. No, it's a full timeout. 2:11 to go third quarter. 35-30 is our score. Shelton with the lead.
Mason Health wants you to stay healthy. Are you turning 65? Mason Health can help you maximize all that Medicare has to offer. Did you know Medicare covers preventive services under the Medicare Wellness Program? Medicare coverage includes screenings for depression, diabetes, obesity, and alcohol misuse. You can also get mammograms, pap smears, pelvic exams, and more. Talk to your healthcare provider, or you can find more information on masongeneral.com.
Five-point lead for the Highclimbers. Buccaneers will have the ball coming out of the timeout. They'll have a baseline inbounds at 26 on the shot clock.
Yeah, the Highclimbers have stretched it from a 1-point lead at halftime to a 5-point lead now.
Yeah, the Buccaneers are not going away easy here for the
they're
Highclimbers.
not. No, they're not. They do depend on that 3-point land, but,
2:11 to go here in the third quarter. Highclimbers have Ruiz, Henry, Monroe, Wiley, and Rivera. Buccaneers with Moon, Bellegarde. Who else we have? Fuentes, Lawrence, and who's the third person? It's Caldera. Nice little spin move by Fuentes Lawrence. She'll hit the jumper for 10 points. It's a 3-point lead for the Highclimbers. Rivera bumped, but no whistle.
Should have been a foul called there.
Ball rolls to Henry. Henry's feed to Rivera. Contested over to Henry. Henry right to the hoop, ran over somebody, and a blocking foul called on, I believe it's going to be Caldera. That's 5, Jerry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't pull her for a couple minutes.
That's 5. It's 5.
Oh, they realize it now.
Okay, my goodness. I don't think I've seen somebody foul out this early in a game in a long time.
And I've never seen somebody with 4 fouls kept in there this long.
So Harmony Tyson will come on and replace Tanya Caldera. And at the free throw line, is Olivia Henry. She hits the first one. She'll get another one. Extends the lead to 4. Second one is short, but rolls in. And there's that 5-point lead.
And she's 2 for 2 now from the foul line.
Inbounds, nearly stolen away. Here is Fuentes Lawrence up to Bellegarde, to Tyson, to Moon. Moon's got Ruiz right in her shirt. Now Henry will pick her up. And here is Fuentes Lawrence over to Bellegarde. Bellegarde's going to find a lane, run into Wiley, no whistle. And Tyson put up a little short jumper that's going to be drawing the foul on the Highclimbers. Ball's rolling all the way to the other side of the mini dome, Jerry. Somebody's got to go get the ball. We've seen the ball go out in the lobby.
We have. I don't think they can do that now. But
no, the doors are closed this time, but you know.
Yeah.
Everyone's most of the last night it was 2 of those doors on the sides were open, and it rolled out there at least once.
I remember that, yeah.
So Harmony Tyson at the free throw line for the first of 2 free throws for the Buccaneers. First one, that's off.
That was the second foul on Olivia Henry.
The 3 team fouls on both teams. Harmony's second free throw. She got that one to spin in. She has 4 points so far tonight. 37-33 the score. 1:17 to go here in the third quarter. Ruiz with the ball in back court. Lob it over the head of Henry. She'll have to track it down, save it in bounds, but she can't get to it. Out of bounds and turnover on the Highclimbers. 1:08 to go, third quarter.
12 turnovers so far for Shelton.
Remind you, the boys' version of this matchup, it comes up 20 minutes after this one. Here's Bellegarde trying to get a drive around Wiley. Finds Franklin into the middle, and Monroe picks that pass off. Hands it off to Henry, and here come the Highclimbers. Over to Ruiz. Down to Wiley. Wiley draws a double team, hand it off. Moon right there to knock it and save it, and get right to Ruiz for 3. That's off. Rebound pongs out to the side. Henry saves it, and it goes right into the hands of Fuentes Lawrence. She'll put it up and in. It's a 2-point lead for the Highclimbers with 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter, 37-35. Here's Ruiz splitting the double team, still with the ball. Drives side of the paint, loses the handle, and here's Tyson. Tyson with a 2-on-1, going to go to the foul line, bounce to the baseline. Here is Fuentes Lawrence, rest of the pack. Here's Bellegarde with a 3. The short, saved in bounds by Franklin. Up to Moon. Moon is going to take that 3. Oh, and a moving screen there. Moon also got away with a walk before that foul. Did turn the ball over. And that'll go on Natasha Franklin, her 3rd on that moving screen. 5.1 seconds remain in the third quarter. Sister Cordova steps back onto the court for Shelton, as does Danica Squire. Ruiz will get a rest here. Last 5 seconds of this quarter. 2-point lead for the Highclimbers, 37-35. Get some shooters in there and try to get something here in the last seconds. Inbounds goes to Monroe. Monroe with 3 on the drive to the three-point arc. Going to go to the baseline. Stops, throws one up there, misses a shot. Quarter runs out. After 3 quarters, Shelton 37, Kingston 35. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in just a moment.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal fiber internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR, then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV, restart or replay shows you've missed, and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
We're waiting for the start of the fourth quarter here in the Mini Dome. First game of our doubleheader, girls version of Shelton and Kingston. The boys are coming up 20 minutes after this one wraps up. About 6 o'clock. Might be a little bit after, looking at the clock right now. Jerry?
Yeah, I have Gabby Monroe as a leading scorer so far.
I haven't added anything up. That's what I was going to do, but I think you're right.
Yeah, she's made 3 2-pointers and
12 points.
Yeah, 12 points.
Yeah.
Okay.
9 for Cedar Wiley. It'll be Highclimber ball to start the fourth quarter with Cordova, Wiley, Henry, Monroe, and Danica Squire. She'll inbounds it from midcourt. Danica gets the ball back from Henry. One hands it across to sister Cordova. She'll take a 3. That one rims off. Danica right there with a rebound. Out to Henry. Henry drives side of the paint. Little scoop shot. Missed the shot, and Tyson came up with a loose ball. Rolls out of bounds. That should be Highclimber ball. It is. Rolled right out of bounds off of Tyson. Let's give you that Kingston lineup. Tyson. Boy, I'm not going to have a chance, am I? Moon's in there. Inbounds to Monroe. Monroe drives to the side of the paint. Runner. Short. Tyson had the rebound. Lost it. Goes right to Wiley. Wiley dribbles out and resets for the Highclimbers with a pass up to Henry. Liv to the three-point arc. She'll take a 3. That one's short. Rebound pulled down by, that's a Franklin. Franklin trying to go coast to coast. Nice little extra pass to Fuentes. Lawrence missed that shot, and Squire comes up with that rebound. And here come the Highclimbers, leading by 2. 50 seconds gone here in the fourth quarter. Here is sister Cordova. High post feed to Wiley. Wiley in the paint, kick it out to Henry. Well, actually, it was the Squire to Henry. Henry missed the 3. Rebound goes to sister. She handed it to Monroe. Gabby's going to drive, put one up, miss it, draw the foul. Gabby Monroe back to the free throw line, Jerry. And that personal foul went on Tasia Franklin. That's her 4th. And a timeout by
the
Buccaneers. 6:52 to go in the ball game. 37-35.
Full timeout.
It is a full timeout. We'll be right back.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And back here in the Mini Dome. Hey, if you're enjoying this broadcast, please give us a like on your favorite social media. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter with the handle @MasonWebTV. You can also use that handle to find us on YouTube and Twitch. Consider subscribing to the Mason Web TV YouTube channel and hit that bell to be notified the next time we upload a video or go live.
Check out the Mason Web TV website. It is good. They've got so much good information. Not only sports, but everything.
Much as we can put out there. Gabby Monroe at the free throw line for the first of 2 free throws for the Highclimbers after the, I guess it was 5 fouls on Franklin, Jerry. I only had it down for 4.
I only had it for 4, too.
Board says 5, and I don't see her out there. First free throw is in for Monroe. Gives her 13 points. Extends the lead for the Highclimbers to 3. Can she make it 4? Yep.
And she's 8 for 10 from the foul line.
39-35, 6:52 to go in the ball game. Moon will get it into Bellegarde off the hands of Bellegarde out of bounds, and they initially called it as Kingston ball. Then they changed it and gave it to the Highclimbers in a turnover on the Buccaneers.
16th turnover for the Buccaneers.
Sideline inbounds for the Highclimbers. Foul line extended right in the bench. Monroe will one-hand it into Cordova, and now it's in the hands of Henry to Wiley, out to Sister. Sister for three. No. Rebound to Moon. Jayla coming back the other way for the Buccaneers. Moon cross court to Bellegarde. Here's Fuentes Lawrence back to Bellegarde. Fuentes Lawrence. Near side Moon. 5 on the shot clock now. Here's Tyson tied up by Sister Cordova. That stays with the Buccaneers with 4 on the shot clock, Jerry. It'll be baseline inbounds. Moon will trigger the play. Liv Henry is just shadowing Moon this whole half. Inbounds right to Fuentes Lawrence, and it's deflected and stolen away. And Squire, long pass to Monroe. Monroe, fade away at the baseline, no. And Tyson comes up with a rebound on the run the other way for the Bucks. Slows down, throws it to Fuentes Lawrence. Up top to Bellegarde, to Fuentes Lawrence, hand it off to Moon. Nope, this is Sandstrom, 3, no. Monroe with the rebound. Squire's going to kind of shuffle her feet up the court slowly.
And Olivia Henry has done a very nice job on Moon defensively this half.
Here's Wiley with the ball. I had to go get it. Here's Henry for 3. Oh, Liv. 10 points for Liv Henry. It's her first, it's her second three. Second three-pointer for Liv Henry. Inbounds to Sandstrom, to Fuentes Lawrence in backcourt. To Sandstrom. Over to Bellegarde. Bellegarde was fouled, and that'll be Wiley's first personal foul. It's a good foul to give, actually. Only the 4th team foul on the Highclimbers.
Yeah, very few fouls called on the Highclimbers in this game.
And that'll put Tavin Bellegarde at the free throw line, where she misses the first one. She'll get another one. 5:18 to go in the ball game. 42 for Shelton, 35 for Kingston. Student body making some noise. Second free throw goes in. Here's Squire with it in backcourt. Stops, got a double dribble. Yeah. Didn't know where to go with that.
Well, probably that time she should have probably just dribbled it.
Quick question, Jerry. Bellegarde.
Yeah.
She 2 for 4 at the free throw line?
Let me check.
I think I missed something on my score.
No, she's 1 for 2.
Okay, so I didn't miss anything. I was ahead of myself. Here's Bellegarde for 3. Nope, she's going to drive, and then a foul on Monroe. And that's 3 on Gabby, and the 5th team foul.
And she's the only one with 3 fouls for the Highclimbers. Only one of.
Well, Squire's got 3 as well.
That's right. Right. So 2 people in foul trouble.
Moon will trigger the play. Baseline inbounds, finds the cutter of Fuentes Lawrence, and try to get it out to Tyson. Can't get to it before it runs out of bounds, and it'll be Highclimber ball.
Good effort by Tyson, though.
The sideline backcourt inbounds for the Highclimbers. Squire will trigger the play. Henry will just walk the ball up the court slowly. Raquel Ruiz is getting ready to check in next dead ball. Here's Squire drawing a triple team, drives right out of it to the box, left alone, nice spin move, misses shot. Monroe there to put it up, missed that one, got it again, put it up and in. Way to stay with it, Gabby. 44-36. Highclimbers trying to ink away here, leading by 8. Inbounds, nearly stolen away. Moon gets it back from Fuentes Lawrence. Lawrence up to Bellegarde. Bellegarde guarded by Cordova, turned around. Here's Moon way outside for 3. You knew she was going to take that, miss it. And there's going to be a foul on Wiley. They say she pushed Tyson in the back.
per second.
Yep. That's the 6th team foul on Shelton now. The baseline inbounds for Kingston, right of the backboard. So Jazz Rivera will step back onto the court, as does Raquel Ruiz. Sitting down will be Monroe and Cordova. So baseline inbounds for Kingston. Moon will get it into Bellegarde. She'll take a 3. Missed that one, and Squire, no, Wiley ripped that, pulled the rebound away from Squire, then hands it back to her. Danica waves off everybody. High post feed to Wiley. Out it goes to Ruiz. The baseline jumper fadeaway short. Rebound goes to Squire. Squire had the ball kicked. Let's try to get it out to Wiley. It'll be baseline inbounds and a reset of the shot clock. Left of the backboard for Squire. She'll lob it to Wiley. Catch, shoot, miss it. Rebound goes to Bellegarde. Nearly stolen by Ruiz. Bellegarde bothered by Squire. Still there, gets it across. Nope, did not get it across in the 10 count. The Buccaneers could not get it across the timeline.
Press was great on that. They caused that 10-second violation. That was the first time they caused that on Kingston. Timeout.
It's a full timeout call by Kingston. 3:41 to go in the ballgame. 44 for Shelton, 36 for the Buccaneers. We'll be back.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
Just noticed my clock got moved. My camera at the clock got moved by a hair. Jerry must have kicked it in his excitement over there.
Did I?
Yeah, must have. I'll fix it before the second game or when we get a longer timeout. It'll be Highclimber ball coming out of the timeout. Got Henry and Squire.
I don't get excited. I'm a very...
I'll have to move where that stand is, actually. Let's see. Finish the lineups here. Let's Rivera, Ruiz, Wiley, Henry, and Squire. For Shelton. For the Buccaneers, you've got Fuentes, Lawrence, Moon, Bellegarde, Sandstrom, and Tyson. Highclimber ball with 3:41 to go. Leading by 8. Here's Squire. Over to Ruiz. Down to a wide open Wiley up and in.
That's the biggest lead now.
Yeah, 10 points. Wiley has 11. And a foul in backcourt.
Rivera.
It'll be 1-1 going the other way, and the foul's on whom? You said Rivera?
Rivera, yes.
Let's see. Yep. Make sure that we got them right. We see it one way, they see it another, usually. So that puts Sandstrom on the free throw line, and Kylie has been really quiet so far today. First of a 1-1 as Chakiti steps back onto the court for Kingston. First free throw, off. Rebound tracked down by Henry. Both Henry and Wiley were there, and neither one of them wanted to grab it initially. Here's Squire. Rivera now, down to a wide open Wiley again. Missed the shot. Rebound goes to Ruiz. She'll dribble out of the crowd and reset. 3 minutes to go now. And Raquel with the runner at the foul line. Missed it, got her own rebound. Puts a dribble down, puts it up and in.
Is that hustle?
Yeah, staying with the play completely. Hustle? And then an inbounds mistake or error, and the Highclimbers get the ball back. Moon, I guess, went over the inline and came back in, and went back out. So it's a turnover for the Buccaneers. 12-point lead for the Highclimbers. Inbounds from the baseline to Ruiz. Ruiz on the run. And she'll get it over to Rivera. Down to Wiley. Wiley one-hands it to herself, puts it up and in. Cedar Wiley with 13 points, and it's a 14-point lead. And Wiley's going to get called with an over-the-back foul there. That's her third and the 8th team foul on Shelton.
I want to give credit to Jasmine Rivera for a nice pass into Cedar Wiley on that.
So that'll send, it looks like Bellegarde to the free throw line for the first of a 1-and-1. 2:34 to go here in the ball game. 50-36. First free throw for Bellegarde's off the back of the iron. Rivera with the rebound. Missing those front ends of the 1-and-1 are huge here for Kingston. Squire finds Wiley all the way up, and there's going to be a travel on the play. Oh, so wide open for Cedar. She didn't know what to do with it.
It almost looked like a good move. It was so close.
Here comes Cayenne Miller. She'll replace Cedar Wiley for the Highclimbers.
I was hoping they wouldn't see that.
Now these refs are on top of it. This has been a pretty good crew.
Yeah, they have.
Got to say they've improved from the JV game, to be perfectly honest. Here is Bellegarde over to Chiquiti and trying to get it to the center of the court. A little error, and oh boy, Ruiz trying to stay right there with her to get a steal. Chiquiti with the ball. High post feed to Sandstrom, and she pushes off. They're going to get Miller with a foul, I believe. That'll be her first. That's the 9th team foul on Shelton. That'll put Sandstrom back at the free throw line. And Kylie not having a game that I've seen her do a lot better than this, Jerry. And we'll have a timeout on the court. Is it a 30? It's a Shelton timeout. It is a full. We'll step aside. 2:08 to go.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
Late stages of this ball game, 50-36 our score. Remind everybody that the boys' version of this game between Kingston and Shelton will come up next, 20 minutes after this game wraps up. Should be more like 6:15 or so, I'm thinking. Maybe 6:20. We'll see. Go ahead, Jerry.
This is the biggest lead. I think they've had the 14-point lead a couple times.
Yep, it's up. They've been up 14.
And you're absolutely right. The Buccaneers are not helping their cause by not making the front end of the 1-and-1s.
Yeah, I have 3 times that they've missed on the 1-on-1. They've had I know this ability is not really favorable for foul shooting. Sandstrom, first free throw goes in. She'll get the bonus now. There you go. That's how you get back in this with the clock stopped. But 14 points or 13 points now is a hard roll with 2:08 to go. Second free throw short. Rebound goes to Squire. I like the way Danica grabs that ball like a football. Protects it from everybody. She slowly walked the ball up the court. Over to Ruiz. Raquel with the ball. To Squire. One hands it down to Miller. Miller back to Squire. Into the corner to Henry. Henry dribbles out with 10 on the shot clock.
Running some clock down.
Get it down to Ruiz. Hesitates, puts it up, and it drops out. Squire fights for the rebound, tied up by Sandstrom. It's a jump ball. That'll be a Highclimber ball.
And they had Ruiz posted up.
Well, you know, she had to reach over the top of the defender to get that ball before she put the first shot up. That's interesting to me.
Yeah.
She's one of the, if not the shortest player on the court. Inbounds to Miller in the corner. Trying to get it down low, and they're going to say a traveling call on the Cayenne. I didn't see any feet moving, but okay. We're all right. 1:36 to go in the ball game. 50 for Shelton, 37 for Kingston. We had a substitution by the Buccaneers here. I didn't see who came in. And that's nearly another steal by Ruiz, and then I think they're going to get Raquel with the ball. Now I'm really confused, Jerry. We have a 30 and a 35, and for Kingston, 30 checked in. Now that is Olivia Chiquiti on my sheet, but 35 was identified as Chiquiti earlier. So I don't know who that is. We're really confused. So
number 35.
Yeah, well, it's all right.
Well,
first free throw is off. Foul, by the way, went to Raquel Ruiz, her second. That's what I thought. Second. Don't worry about it, Jerry.
Okay.
Second free throw up and in. 12-point lead for the Highclimbers. 1:20 to go here in the ball game. Rivera has the ball up to Miller. Miller trying to find some space. She'll throw it to Henry somehow. Ruiz blew the layup, got it back, puts one dribble down, puts it up again, and draws the foul. So Raquel to the free throw line with 107.
And a nice pass inside to Ruiz by Olivia Henry.
So, okay, we're going to call 35 Chiquiti. That's her first personal foul. Don't know who number 30 is then.
Yeah.
It's a mystery to me. First free throw by Raquel is up and in. She'll get another one. Ruiz has 10 points now.
And she's 4 for 5 from the foul line. And I'm not jinxing you, okay?
Sure. Sandstrom returns for the Buccaneers. Moon sat down. 107 to go in the ball game, and Ruiz got the second free throw.
She wasn't listening to me. That's good.
Does anybody listen to you, Jerry?
No, nobody does.
All right.
No respect.
No respect at all. I was going to say, take my wife, please, but that's a different comedian from the past.
Rodney, yeah.
Little two-woman game out here, and a turnover by the Buccaneers. No, it wasn't Take My Wife, Please. Was that Dangerfield that did it?
Yeah, Roger Dangerfield.
Okay, I thought it was somebody else who did that. Here is Liv Henry. 48 seconds to go. Highclimbers in control of this game. Here's Ruiz. Down to Rivera, one dribble.
Nice.
Sneaks one in there for her first points of the game. Jazz with 2. And that gives the Highclimbers their largest lead of the night, 16. It's about a second difference between game and shot clock here. Well, actually, it's about right on. And a turnover. No, I guess it's not a turnover. Ruiz nearly with another pick there and knocked it out of bounds.
Pickpocket?
Yeah. Going to grab one out of the air. It's kind of hard to do. Sideline inbounds goes to Sandstrom. Oh, she took steps and then
she traveled.
But they're going to call a foul. I think Jazz was on top of her before the steps.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to say. No, they're going to give that to Liv Henry.
Oh.
That's her third.
Yeah.
So Sandstrom back to the free throw line. Where I have her down is 1 for 3.
Do you?
Yeah, 1 point. Missed the first one. She'll get one more. 16.7 seconds remain in this ball game. 54-38 is the score. Shelton with the lead. Kingston, Kylie Sandstrom at the free throw line for a second free throw. Short, and rebound goes to Ruiz.
This is our biggest lead?
Yep. 16, the biggest of the night for the Highclimbers. Comes Raquel. She'll turn around and dribble around the clock. Well, she got a pass. I don't know if that was a pass to Rivera. And that'll do it. 54-38, the final score. Kingston Buccaneers, the Lady Buccaneers, hung in there. Just couldn't eke it out in the end. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back to wrap the girls' game up. Talk about the boys' game, which comes up in 20 minutes here on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Back in 2 minutes.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
Well, the final here in the girls' game between Kingston and Shelton. The Shelton Lady Highclimbers knock off the Lady Buccaneers by a final score of 54-38. Jerry, get this. 1, 2, 3, 4 players for the Lady Climbers in double figures, led by Gabby Monroe with 16 points. Cedar Wiley finished with 13, 11 for Raquel Ruiz, and 10 for Olivia Henry. A basket for Danica Squire, a basket for Jasmine Rivera as well. For the Lady Bucks, their leading scorer was Tatiana Fuentes Lawrence, 12 points, 9 from Jayla Moon, and that was all in the first half because the Highclimbers stayed with her and defended her well in the second half. Wouldn't let her get off all but maybe one three-point attempt. Let's see here. 4 points for Harmony Tyson, 4 points for Olivia Chiquiti. A basket for Tyza Franklin, and a free throw for Kylie Sandstrom. Jerry, what do you got over there?
I'm done.
You're done? What do you got with that?
Yeah, let's start with the Lady Buccaneers.
Okay.
They were 5 for 15 from the foul line. And like you said, they could not make the 1-and-1s except one time.
Right. That was a one free throw by Kylie Sandstrom.
Yeah, so they shot 33% from the foul line. Also, they had 21 turnovers, 12 of those in the second half. They shot 27%. They were 13 for 48 from the field. Most of their shots were from three-point land, and they made 8 of 34 from the three-point land.
Okay.
Okay. Highclimbers. This is great. I'll tell you what. They certainly fit my goal.
Okay.
17 for 22 from the foul line. Wow. That is great. They were over 70%. They only had 15 turnovers. They reached that goal pretty well. They had 6 turnovers in the second half. From the field, they were 17 for 55 for 33%. From three-point land, they were 4 for 19. Olivia picking up 2 of those threes. Cedar Wiley picking up a 3. And Didymus Cordova picked up a 3. The inside game was dominated by Shelton. And what did they have, an 18-point lead at the end?
It was 16.
16.
16.
So the Highclimbers definitely had a good second half. They were only up by 1 at the end of the halftime. So
right, and they fell behind by
a couple times. By 1 point?
Yeah. Trying to look at my note there.
Yeah,
it's kind of. I think it was 1 point, and it was back and forth for a while, and then the Highclimbers just pulled away.
Sure.
So, but you know, I got to give Kingston some credit for hanging with the Highclimbers. I mean, let's be honest. Shelton's a bigger school than Kingston. Plays in, well, I can't say a tougher league, but they're a tougher opponent. And Kingston hung with them for 3 quarters.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Port Angeles, how North Kitsap, and how Bainbridge Island hold up against our top 3. Now, Bainbridge Island is a 3A school playing in a 2A.
No, they're 2A. They're 2A this year. The last couple of years, yeah.
They went down. Okay.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how or why, but they're in the 2A.
Are they? Okay. I could be wrong. You're probably right.
As far as I'm aware, somebody will correct us if we're wrong.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that the only way the teams would face each other is in the state, because they're in different districts. Because the Olympic League is in District 3. The Evergreen Conference is in District 4. And we're only, the closest Olympic League team is North Mason.
Yeah.
And they're in a different district for the state.
And what's interesting, too, this year the playoffs will be up north.
Well, the championship games will be in North Mason.
Oh.
I was looking at the bracket. There's a couple of games, I think, in Highline. And then the championship games, the trophy games, will be played at North Mason High School later in the month.
That is great.
Yeah. It's an interesting, we were talking to Ray Bunnell up there last week, and he said that he was talking about wrestling. And they were talking about the only other place that could do it would be Port Angeles. Nobody wants to go to Port Angeles.
So far away.
So far away.
Central. It's not central.
Especially for the other teams in the district, which are, Seattle, Pierce County. Nah, they don't want to go all the way up to PA. Anyways, we're off topic because we've got to get back to this game. The Shelton Highclimbers defeat the Kingston Buccaneers in the girls' game 54-38. Next up for Shelton, they return to Evergreen Conference play next Thursday against Rochester here on Terry Gregg Court. Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, will be on hand for that game. Kingston hosts at North Kitsap in Olympic League play next Tuesday. So that will do it for the girls' game as Shelton defeats Kingston 54-38. The boys are on the court warming up, unless you had something else here.
I just wanted to check to see who the 5th starter was for the Highclimbers.
Okay, well,
my fault.
We haven't even gotten to them yet. All right. So the boys are on the court warming up. We'll talk about that matchup next on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Mason Health wants you to stay healthy. Are you turning 65? Mason Health can help you maximize all that Medicare has to offer. Did you know Medicare covers preventive services under the Medicare Wellness Program? Medicare coverage includes screenings for depression, diabetes, obesity, and alcohol misuse. You can also get mammograms, pap smears, pelvic exams, and more. Talk to your healthcare provider, or you can find more information on masongeneral.com.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal fiber internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR, then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV, restart or replay shows you've missed, and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. it's not safe. If you see a down line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason PUD3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. And Mason Health, United Community, empowering people, exceptional health.
Well, welcome back to Terry Gregg Court in the Shelton High School mini dome for the second game of our doubleheader between Kingston and Shelton. Again, my name is Diedrich Allen. Jerry Apple is down checking on some starters for us. So let's talk about this boys matchup. Highclimbers coming into the game with a 7-8 overall record after knocking off Bremerton last night 55-43. 3 climbers scored in double figures. Wheatley Cordova led the Highclimbers with 18 points, hitting 4 3-pointers. Mason Goods added 14 points, 12 in the first half, and Gabe Menifee chipped in 9 in the second half. The Buccaneers have a 3-9 record and are coming off Thursday's 70-45 loss to Bainbridge. Kingston has lost their last 2 games. As with the girls matchup, I can't find a recent record of the Bucks and the Climbers having played before. So coming up, we'll talk with, we won't talk to Sam Krieger because I haven't been able to track him down in time. We will get you the starting lineups and, of course, the tip-off. It's the boys' half of our non-conference high school basketball doubleheader with the Kingston Buccaneers at the Shelton Highclimbers on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. We'll be back.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR, it's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Now we're back here at Terry Craig Court in the Shelton High School mini dome. Jerry was on an errand. He got the 5th starter. I should have told him I think I knew it, but
I thought I knew it too.
Double check it's Omar, but we'll get into that unless you're ready to do that right now, Jerry.
I'm ready, yeah.
Okay, well now I got to change my graphics and stuff. Oh, okay. We're all out of sorts here. We love the double headers, but
it's hard to regroup. It takes a few minutes just to kind of
get back in the swing. I do everything from the site, so there's no board op or anybody to give us a break and take a long long break so we can go do our stories. Anyways, Jerry, let's just get right into the starters.
I appreciate that. Thank you. For the Kingston Buccaneers, under the direction of Coach K.T. Deem, at one guard, number 3, a senior, Seth Fordenbacher. At the other guard, number 4, a 5'10 senior, Cash Hubbard. At one forward, number 1, Reese Hernandez, a 6-foot sophomore. At the other forward is number 5, a 6-foot senior, Dakota Stanley. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Buccaneers is a 6-foot senior, Noah Walter. Now for the Highclimbers.
Before you get to that, I had the wrong starters up. I had the girls' starters back up when I started, so we got it back here.
What
okay,
am I going to do with him?
Yeah, he's going to have to fire me. I don't know. Go ahead with the Shelton boys
I
starters.
get to take over. Everybody.
Yeah, no, that's right.
You don't want that. You don't want that. He does a good job. He does a great job. Okay, for the Highclimbers under Sam Krager, we have at one guard, number 1, a 6'2 junior, Omar Zapata Soto. At the other guard, number 3, a 6'1 junior, Gabe Menifee. At one forward, at number 10, a 6'3 senior, Mason Goose. And the other forward is number 33, Wheatley Cordova, a 6'1 junior. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Highclimbers is number 40, a 6'4 junior, Matt Carlton.
All right, thank you, Jerry. Let me get rid of this and make a quick change. Jerry, you wouldn't happen to have off the top of your head, put you on the spot.
Sure.
Some keys to the game for this boys' game?
Yeah, I do.
Why don't you go ahead and give us that while I get reset on my other stuff.
The keys to the game is making the 1-and-1s. When we get into the latter part of the first half or the latter part of the second half, those are a must, especially in a close game. Second thing is inside-outside game. Get that ball inside. Let the post people face the basket. If they don't have a good shot, throw it back out, and that'll open up for the threes. The other thing I think tonight is we know how much of a pure shooter Wheatley Cordova is. I mean, he is the Iceman. I'll tell you what, he is phenomenal. But we're going to see some threes also tonight. I got a funny feeling we'll see some threes from Gabe Menifee and possibly from Mason Goose.
And don't forget Omar.
That's right.
Omar has got a pretty shot when we can get it. They list him at 6'2", but he seems so small out there. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just he's slight in form, but he always seems so small compared to some of those other guys. But then I'm thinking back to the last time I really got a good look at him, which was down in WF West, and you got a 6'10" guy there. So he kind of dwarfs everybody. But I'm just saying, he just seems so small at some times. So go ahead, Jerry.
You know, the other thing, too, and Sam Krieger says this very well, you've got to establish the tempo. And if they can establish a tempo, they can cut down on those turnovers. And let's see them make less than 15 turnovers.
Okay.
All right.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Jerry. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with the tip-off of this game. It's the Kingston Buccaneers and the Shelton Highclimbers. The boys turn on the court. We'll be back with the tip. Mason Health wants you to stay healthy. Are you turning 65? Mason Health can help you maximize all that Medicare has to offer. Did you know Medicare covers preventive services under the Medicare Wellness Program? Medicare coverage includes screenings for depression, diabetes, obesity, and alcohol misuse. You can also get mammograms, pap smears, pelvic exams, and more. Talk to your healthcare provider, or you can find more information on masongeneral.com.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
They're back in the mini dome tonight. Boys version, Kingston and Shelton. The starting lineup is being announced tonight. We'll run them down to you right now, I should say. Run them down for you again. Reese Hernandez, Seth Fortenbacher, Cash Hubbard, Dakota Stanley, and Noah Walter for the Buccaneers. For the Highclimbers, Omar Zepeda Soto, Gabe Menifee, Mason Goose, Whitley Cordova, and Matt Carleton. And Jerry, you have anything to ask? I cannot correct my score sheet with Matt's last name spelled correctly on it. I don't understand what that is.
You know, it's really nice to work with somebody who is so professional, precise.
Gotta put that E in there somewhere.
As I always said, I always try to make him laugh, and once in a while, I get him to do that. That's my goal.
It's his goal, yeah, okay, so we're getting the last of the starting lineups announced here. Here's Gabe Menifee being announced. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back in time for the tip.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal Fiber Internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR. Then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV. Restart or replay shows you've missed and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
All right, we're about ready to get this thing tipped off. It's about 30 seconds, I would imagine. Jerry, you have anything to add?
Well, the only thing I could say is it's really nice to see our crowd, our students, line up when the introductions are being done. It just adds to the school spirit.
Right. And on both sides, because the girls' team came down and lined up for the Kingston
that's neat.
boys. So Carleton will meet in center court with Walter. Highclimbers getting their white maroon jerseys for the Buccaneers, and the tip is won by the Highclimbers' Gabe Menifee with the ball. It's like a man-to-man coverage straight off. Here's Carleton with the ball, handed off to Cordova. He's going to step to the foul line, kick it to Goose. Goose drives to the side of the paint, and he's going to be fouled on the drive. Turn myself down just a little bit. So it'll be baseline inbounds. Noah Walter picked up his first personal. Baseline inbounds to Goose. Goose, turnaround short. Got it again. He's banging bodies, and finally, they're going to give a travel on Mason as he's trying to get the whistle on the foul, and it just didn't go his way. So a turnover for the Highclimbers. And here comes Stanley with the ball. Handed off to Hubbard. Cash with the ball. Looking for Stanley. Gets it back to Stanley. Stanley trying to drive. Hook it in the middle. Walter to the bucket. And the bucket is good. It's a good little pick and roll there, Jerry.
Yeah, and the Highclimbers have a slight advantage height-wise.
Here's Carleton with the ball. Handed off to Cordova. He'll take the three this time. Off the back of the iron. Rebound goes to Stanley. Here they come, the Bucks. Stanley over to the three-point arc and then drive right into the hoop. Missed it short, and Cordova ripped down the rebound. Here's Menifee coming back the other way for the Highclimbers. 2-0 Kingston with the lead. Shelton with the ball here early. Menifee Dancing around one, hands it over to Goose. Goose beyond the three-point arc, gets a screen from Carlton. And a moving screen on Shelton. And Carlton picked up the personal. So a team foul on each. It'll be Kingston ball, inbounds to Stanley. Stanley with a D, not Stanley. All right, here is Hubbard. Redhead goes to work, kick it to Walter. Walter takes a three, misses. Rebound goes to Goose. Hand it off to Menifee. Here come the Highclimbers. 2-0 still up at Kingston. Hand off to Cordova. Whitley to the top of the key to the foul line. Kick it to Omar Zepeda Soto. Down to Carlton, out to Goose. He'll fake the three, drive in, stop and pop. And miss that one. Stanley with the rebound. Near side, here's Fortenbacher for three, no. And the rebound will be tracked down in the near corner by Omar Zepeda Soto. Here comes Menifee, center of the court. Gabe gets a screen, hesitates at the top, goes right down the middle, puts it up, and he drops it in.
Nice drive by Gabe Menifee. Nice.
It almost looked like he took 3 steps there, but I guess he put the extra dribble down. Here's Hubbard, back and forth, going to challenge right down to Walter. Walter up and in. Noah Walter with 4 points. Not intimidated whatsoever by the Highclimbers. Here's Menifee walking the ball up the court. Hand it off again to Cordova. Wheelie over to Goose. Goose had it poked out of his hand to go get it. And then there's going to be a foul on, should be on Stanley. Oh, it went on Fortenbacher. It's his first second team foul on the Buccaneers. Sideline inbounds for the Highclimbers. Goes cross court to Goose from Menifee. Mason back and forth on the dribble to Zepeda Soto. Down to Carlton. Carlton in the middle of the paint. Had it poked out of his hands. And it goes to Hubbard. And a little collision in back court between Walter and Hubbard.
And the Highclimbers have 3 quick turnovers here.
Katai Natral will step onto the court for the Buccaneers, replacing Noah Walter. So here is Hubbard on the dribble. Hands it off to Stanley. Stanley for 3 way outside. That's short. Rebound tapped and then controlled by Goose. Here comes Menifee. Slowly walking the ball up the court. It's a 4-2 ball game. Menifee tried to pull up, stripped of the ball by Hernandez. Up to Stanley. Stanley challenges, kick it to Hubbard. Hubbard hooks it in the middle and it's deflected by Carlton. Stolen away by Cordova.
First turnover for the Buccaneers.
And here comes Menifee stepping across midcourt. Hands it off to Goose. Goose is going to dribble to the top, fake a 3, kick it over to Menifee. Menifee with 13 on the shot clock. He's going to reset, asks for a screen from Carlton. He's got an open 3. He'll take it. It's short. Rebound goes to Hubbard for Kingston. Cash pushes the pace. He'll hand it off to Fortenbacher. Fortenbacher on the drives finds Hubbard. Hubbard will take a 3 and miss. Rebound ripped down by Carlton for the Climbers. Still a 2-point lead for Kingston. Shelton has the ball. Here's Cordova, top of the key. Over to Menifee. Trying to get by the defense. Drive side of the paint, kick it to the corner. Cordova for 3, that's off. Rebound ripped down by Hubbard. Cash pushing the pace and is going to go coast to coast. And they're going to wave it off as there was a foul before the shot. And the personal foul was going to go on Menifee. Yep, that's his first. Second team foul. Noah Walter will step back onto the court for the Buccaneers.
And he has 4 points already, all 4 points for the Buccaneers.
Hubbard will inbounds the ball from the baseline, gets it in to Natral. And here's Hubbard. Side of the paint feed to Walter, knocked away, and he'll go get it. Up it goes to Hubbard. And here's Stanley. Stanley trying to spin by Omar. And he threw it away right in the hands of Goose. Or should I say, Goose jumped in that passing lane, stole the ball away. Here's Mason. Hesitates, drives side of the paint. Goes right to the hoop. Puts it up, missed it. Carlton with a rebound and a whistle on the Buccaneers, I believe. Oh, Walters? Yeah, well, Noah Walters picked up his second personal and third team foul. Let's see here. Luis Molina will step onto the court for the Buccaneers, and Kerr Hernandez will step on for the Bucks as well. So baseline inbounds for the Highclimbers. Menifee will trigger the play from the left of the backboard, gets it into the corner near side to Cordova. To Goose up towards the top. He'll dribble up top. Going to hesitate the foul line, hook it in the middle, stolen away by Natral. And he'll get it over to Hernandez. I'm sorry, that's Molina. And the ball goes off of Menifee out of bounds. Still 4-2.
Yeah, low score in first quarter.
2:38 to go first quarter. Sideline inbounds in the corner for the Buccaneers. And Natral will get it in to Stanley. Over to Hubbard. Hubbard gets it in, and a pull-up jumper at the foul line elbow by Molina. Missed it. Rebound goes to Menifee. Timeout on the court. I believe it's a Highclimber timeout. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. 2:25 to go first quarter. 4-2. That's our score. Trying to get to my sheet here, Jerry, and it's not cooperating. There we go. Let's see here.
Well, we got Gabe Menifee with 2 for the Highclimbers, and Noah Walter is, of course, the leading scorer for Buccaneers with 4.
So Highclimbers come out of the timeout here. They have the ball. Same lineup with Carlton, Cordova, Omar Zepeda, Soto, Mason Goose, and Gabe Menifee.
He goes back to the tempo. Slow it down.
Slow it down, especially when you get into the playoffs. Unless you know you can run on a team.
Yeah.
Here's Menifee over to Goose, to Cordova. Whitley will get a backdoor cutter. That's Goose. Lets the defense go by, lays it up and in. Nicely designed play out of the timeout.
And that was a nice pass by Cordova.
Here comes Hubbard. Gives it for Stanley. Back to Hubbard. Oops. Hubbard gets a screen. Kick it to, that's actually Natral, to the corner. And here's Hernandez. It's Kerr Hernandez. Draws a double team. Kick it out to Molina out of bounds, and that'll be Highclimber ball. 4-4. 1:50 to go here in the first quarter. We have a substitution. No, we had somebody lose something down to the basket. Sorry, getting a text from the Washington State Ferry System. Not sure who lost what under the basket. It's Highclimber ball. 1:45 to go in the first quarter. 4-4 tie. Menifee with the ball. Hand it off to Goose. Goose with 15 on the shot clock. Finds Carlton. Carlton skips over, hands it off to Cordova. Wheatley back and forth on the dribble. Over it goes to Menifee, working the far sideline. Gets a screen from Carlton. He'll step back for the 3. Short. Rebound goes to Stanley. And here come the Bucks. Stanley up the center of the court to the foul line, lost the handle, and the ball rolls into the hands of Carlton. Here comes Menifee. Menifee right to the bucket. Missed the shot, but drew the foul. There'll be 4 team fouls on Kingston. 2 shots coming for Gabe Menifee.
This will be the first time for the Highclimbers to the foul line.
Luis Molina, I'm sorry, no, that wasn't Luis Molina with the foul. It's going to be Walter with his second. Menifee hit the first free throw. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Gibson will step onto the court for the Highclimbers. And so does Bennett Henry. Second free throw is short. Rebound is Natral. Handed off to Hubbard. Actually, that did go on Molina, that foul.
Okay.
That's what I thought. Here's Stanley, steps back, way back for three that rims off, and here's Menifee with the rebound. 1 point lead for the Highclimbers. 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. Here is a Goose in the corner. He'll drive baseline, force one up there short, and the rebound goes to Natral. He'll one-hand it up to Stanley. Stanley's going to attack, step by Menifee, puts it up, misses the shot, got his own rebound, goes right back to the hoop, blocked from behind by Gibson out of bounds. It'll be Kingston ball. Some very active hands under that basket, Jerry. 29.2 seconds remain in the first quarter. Still a 1 point lead for the Highclimbers here. Baseline inbounds for the Buccaneers, right of the backboard. Hubbard will trigger the play, bounce it into Natral. He'll save it in bounds to Hubbard. Hubbard drives baseline, pull-up jumper at the box, missed it. Henry with the rebound, handed off to Menifee. 20 seconds to work in the quarter. And it's a 1 point lead. Menifee taking his time. It's the clock down to 10.
Playing for the last.
Here's Gibson. Gibson threw it to Goose, and here comes Hubbard off the turnover with a layup. Doesn't fall in. And a push by Stanley at the buzzer, and no whistle on that. And we're through one quarter. Shelton 5, Kingston 4. We'll be back.
With every load secured, every cigarette butt that doesn't go out the window, every fast food bag that arrives at its proper destination, and every time we politely say, hey, there's a better place for that, Washington gets a little cleaner, a little safer, a little more breathtaking. Because small choices add up to a home we can all be proud of. We keep Washington litter-free.
Waiting for the start of the second quarter. Not a high-scoring affair so far, Jerry. 5-4 is our score.
I know. Gabe Menifee is the leading scorer with 3 points for the Highclimbers. And as I mentioned a couple times, Noah Walter is the leading scorer for the Buccaneers with 4. I'm glad to see that he came back in after he got hit.
Well, I think he lost contact or something.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. And I think Goose found it under the basket later and put it on the scorer's table. It's an interesting. So the Buccaneers will start the quarter with the ball, trailing by 1. Reese Hernandez back in there. He gets it into Hubbard. Cash will hand it off to Stanley. Kick it to Hubbard. Hubbard drives baseline, cut off by Menifee. Out it goes to Stanley. Gets a screen from Walters, keeps it at the top with the dribbles, trying to get by Henry. Over to Hernandez for 3. That's off. Rebound right in there and takes a hop in the middle. I couldn't see the number. Is Walter. Walter missed the putback. Menifee comes up with that ball. I tell you, man, they jump so quickly, it looks like they travel. 5-4 ball game. Highclimbers with the lead and the ball. Here's Henry between the circles. Had it poked out of his hands, but reaching in is going to be Cash Hubbard with the foul. That'll be the 15th foul on the Buccaneers. Sideline inbounds for the Highclimbers. Menifee will trigger the play between the bench and the scorer's table. Inbounds in the corner far side to Cordova. Back to Menifee. Clears out the side, hands it off to Goose. Goose will get it over to Menifee. Going to throw it down to Henry on the box. Dribbles in, had it rejected. Good play by Stanley, recovered by Walter. Walter pushes it up to Hernandez. Hernandez to three-point arc for 3. No. Rebound Walter out to Hernandez again. Reese with another 3. No. And Goose finally corrals that ball. And Menifee will again slow the pace down. Top of the key. Here's an open 3 by number 3, and he hits it. Gabriel Menifee puts the Highclimbers up 4. 8-4, 30-second timeout. Hey, every Friday, MasonWebTV.com provides helpful driving tips with the Wise Drive, a weekly column by Doug Dahl, a Target Zero manager for the Washington Traffic Safety Commission and a self-confessed traffic safety nerd. The Wise Drive is like Dear Abby, but for driving. The column is primarily driven by reader questions, but also covers current traffic safety issues. The Wise Drive appears in numerous newspapers in Washington and is posted to MasonWebTV.com every Friday.
My wife one time asked me to assess her driving. After about 10 minutes, she told me to shut up. Because, you know, and I always tell my students, be nice when you comment about your parents driving.
Well, the reason Jerry brings that up is the topic of this week's column is backseat drivers and what to do with them. Here is Kingston with the ball coming out of the timeout. Hubbard hands it off to Walter. And here is Fortenbacher. He'll pop for a jumper at the elbow, miss it. Gibson with the rebound, lost it, but it goes right to Henry. And here come the Highclimbers with 6:10 to go in the half. 8-4 the score. Shelton with the lead in the ball, being very methodical, is Gabriel Menifee. Here's Henry. Hand it off to Gibson. Gibson back and forth on the dribble, drives the foul line on the elbow with a jumper that popped out. Rebound goes to Walter. Get it to Stanley. Stanley hook it to Hubbard. Hubbard in the corner. He dribbles out of the corner, and he's going to go right down the middle with a runner and goes in. Cash Hubbard with his first basket. And it's a 8-6 game for the Highclimbers. Here's Goose with the ball to the foul line, stops. Finds Gibson, up fakes, and puts it up and in. Shane Gibson made the up fake and was very patient. Walter
nice
didn't bite.
Pass by Mason Goose.
Yeah, here is Fortenbacher. Get it up top to Hubbard. To the foul line, right down the lane. He'll kick it to Walters. Walters had his shot blocked by Goose, recovered by Henry. And here comes Whitley Cordova up the far sideline. Under 5 minutes to go in the half. Cordova to the foul line, stops, kick it to Gibson in the corner. Up top to Menifee. He's got 15 on the shot clock. Directing some traffic. Gets a screen from Henry. He's going to go to work down to the baseline, spinning at the box, kick it up top. Open for three at the top is Cordova. That's just a little off. Hubbard with the rebound, and he'll push the pace for the Buccaneers. To the foul line, finds Hernandez. Hernandez over to Stanley. Stanley over Goose. Off the glass and in. Dakota Stanley with his first basket. And it's a 1-point lead for the Highclimbers again, 10-9. Here's Gibson. Over to Menifee. Asking for a screen from Henry. Gets Stanley off his feet, can't find room to shoot. Here is Goose with 4, got to go to work. Mason spins off the glass, misses shot. Ball's poked out to Cordova. Cordova drives to the hoop, puts it up, and it rolls in. Whitley Cordova with his first basket, and it's a 3-point lead for the Highclimbers. Here's Walters banging bodies, puts it up and in. Noah Walters with 6 points. It's a 1-point lead again, 12-11. Shelton with the lead, 3:35 to go in the half. Menifee over to Cordova. Wheatley will get it up to the top in Gibson. Gibson drives the foul line, kick it to the corner, and Goose. Goose with Fortenbacher on him. One dribble out to Menifee, 7 on the shot clock. Actually, it's down to 5 now, and Menifee will take a 3. Rims that one short, and the rebound goes to Fortenbacher. Up it goes to Hernandez. Hernandez one-hands it to Cash Hubbard. Out to the top, here's Walters for 3. No, rebound goes to Goose. And here comes the Menifee up the, I'm sorry, that's not Menifee, that's Cordova. I don't know how I can get them confused at all, Jerry. Except for the 3s on their chest. Here's Menifee with the ball. Looking for Henry. Dribbles to the foul line, stops. Gonna force one up there short, and the rebound goes to Hubbard. Hubbard pushing the pace again for the Buccaneers. Gets it down to Fortenbacher. Out it goes to Hernandez. To Stanley. 3 on the way, and in! It's a second 3, and that gives the Buccaneers the lead, 14-12. Timeout on the floor, 2:32 to go in the half. Full timeout call. We'll be right back.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR, it's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Highclimber ball coming out of the timeout. Here's Menifee bringing the ball up the court. Hand it off to Gibson. Over to Goose. Goose fakes the three, drives the foul line. Pull-up jumper for Mason. That's off. Rebound, Carlton grabbed it out of the air, and a jump ball called. That stays with the Highclimbers. Merlina steps back onto the court for the Buccaneers. Inbounds goes to Carlton. Carlton will spin around out of the key, get it to Goose. Goose gets a screen from Carlton, hooks it down to him. It's stolen away out of the air by Merlina. Merlina on the run the other way for the Buccaneers. He tried to force one down to Walter off his hand out of bounds. It's a good idea, just not good execution there.
It's only the 5th turnover for Kingston Buccaneers.
It's approaching the 2-minute mark here in the quarter. 14 for Kingston, 12 for Shelton with the ball. Here's Omar Zepeda Soto. Gives it up to Gibson. Shane Gibson will get it back to Zepeda Soto. And inlet down to Carlton is going to draw a foul on Natral back in there with his first personal. That's the 6th team foul. Cash Hubbard returns, replacing Reese Hernandez. So baseline inbounds for the Highclimbers. Left of the backboard, Menifee will trigger the play. Lob it into Gibson. Gibson over to Goose. Goose up top to Menifee. Menifee gets his screen, will hesitate on the drive, just step right by the defense, put it up a little too hard. Carlton with the rebound and the putback. Count the bucket. And it's a tie ball game at 14. 1:36 to go here in the half. Here's Hubbard, kick it to a Moth that's in there. First time here is Stanley for three. That's not Stanley, that's Natral that rattled in a three. And that gives the Buccaneers a 3-point lead.
That was Stanley?
No, it was Natral.
Okay, thank you.
Here's Gibson to Goose. Goose to the foul line. Hook it down to Carlton, can't handle it, saves it inbounds, but right into the hands of Natral. Pushes it up to Muff. Out to Hubbard for three. That rattled deep in the cup and popped out. And the rebound goes to Menifee. Carlton came skying in there and was on the floor under the basket for a while. Here's Menifee, and he draws a foul on the Buccaneers. 1-and-1 coming for Gabe Menifee. Personal foul went on Cash Hubbard, his second. Stanley will step back into the court for the Buccaneers, as does, if you turn around I can see his number, this will be Kerr Hernandez. So at the free throw line for the first of a 1-and-1 is Gabe Menifee. He's 1 for 2 at the free throw line. First free throw rattle out the back of the rim, and Stanley grabbed the rebound. Here come the Bucks. High post feed goes to Walter. Back out to Stanley. Stanley steps back and resets with 15. Here is Walter. Down it goes to Merlina. Nice pass in the middle to Stanley. Missed the shot. Got it back. It was blocked by Carlton. Recovered by Gibson. Good defensive stand there for the Highclimbers. 20 seconds coming here in the quarter. Here is Menifee to the foul line. Stops. Get it over to Zepeda Soto for three. Open in the corner. Hits it! Omar Zepeda Soto ties it at 17 with 10 seconds to go in the half. Here's Cash Hubbard to the foul line. Back at O's and Walters for three. Short rebound Goose, and a tied up ball game. Or a tied up ball, and the buzzer sounds. We're through the half, Jerry. 17 all. What a half.
I'm very impressed with Matt Carlton on his screens.
Well, we head to the locker rooms at the break here. 17-17. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back.
Mason Health wants you to stay healthy. Are you turning 65? Mason Health can help you maximize all that Medicare has to offer. Did you know Medicare covers preventive services under the Medicare Wellness Program? Medicare coverage includes screenings for depression, diabetes, obesity, and alcohol misuse. You can also get mammograms, pap smears, pelvic exams, and more. Talk to your healthcare provider, or you can find more information on masongeneral.com. Mason Health.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see.
D-E-P-R.
Mental illness doesn't show up on a scale.
Bipolar?
Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment.
Anxiety. I thought so.
If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how. This broadcast on Mason Web TV powered by HCC is being made possible by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason PUD3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. And Mason Health, United Community, empowering people, exceptional health.
Halftime score, 17-17. Got a scorcher here. Sounds like a football score, doesn't it, Jerry? Leading the way for the Buccaneers, Dakota Stanley has 6 points. Noah Walter also 6 points. 3 for Katai Natral, and a basket for Cash Hubbard. For the Highclimbers, their leading scorer is Gabe Menifee. He has 6 points. Omar Zapata Soto with 3. 2 for Mason Goose, 2 for Shane Gibson, 2 for Whitley Cordova, 2 for Matt Carlton. 17-17.
Well,
Jerry, what do you have?
Well, here's my statistics. Let's start with the Buccaneers from Kingston. They have 5 turnovers. That's pretty darn good. They have not shot from the foul line. They are 6 for 27 from the field, for 22%. Dakota Stanley has 2 threes. He's made both of the threes for the Buccaneers. They've shot 2 out of 14 from three-point land. Interesting. Okay, Highclimbers, 1 for 3 from the foul line. Gabe Menifee is the only one that's been to the foul line. They are 7 for 22 from the field for 32%. The Highclimbers have 9 turnovers. So interesting. That's
so basically the difference in this ball game is the turnovers.
Yeah, that is true.
Even though it's tied up at 7, so at 17, I don't.
And of course, the Shelton is shooting a little better inside than Buccaneers. But yeah, the turnovers are are hurting Shelton a little bit. And it's funny, we've only had, 2 fouls on one team and 4 on the other?
Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
5.
I have 7 on the Buccaneers and only have 2 on the Highclimbers.
2 on Shelton, okay.
Yeah.
2 on Shelton.
Buccaneers a little more active. And it's been a kind of a physical game that a lot of little touchy-feely things that have usually get called have been not called in this game. So that's an interesting fact.
Letting them play?
Yeah, letting them play a little bit. And there hasn't been a lot of activity. You know, the Highclimbers are controlling the pace. They're just making it methodical, and Gabe Menifee is slowing the pace. I mean, he's walking the ball up the court. That's it. There hasn't been too many fast break points for the Highclimbers. The Buccaneers want to run, and they've been making their runs on the fast breaks. Let's see here. Highclimbers had a 4-point lead in the first half. The Buccaneers had a 3-point lead in the first half. So, yeah, it's all knotted up at 17, and not a lot statistically to talk about here. What we've got is what we've got.
Well, I've got a couple of things. I'm going to forecast the second half.
Okay, we'll do that, though. Let's take a break.
Okay.
And we'll be back with Jerry's predictions for the second half. 17-17, Kingston and Shelton locked up.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Mason Health wants you to stay healthy. Are you turning 65? Mason Health can help you maximize all that Medicare has to offer. Did you know Medicare covers preventive services under the Medicare Wellness Program? Medicare coverage includes screenings for depression, diabetes, obesity, and alcohol misuse. You can also get mammograms, pap smears, pelvic exams, and more. Talk to your healthcare provider, or you can find more information on masongeneral.com.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
Back in the Mini Dome, halftime score 17-17. Jerry, your predictions for the second half.
Wheatley Cordova, I think, is going to light it up in the second half from three-point land. That's one prediction. Gabe Menifee will control the tempo like he has. He wants to make his foul shots. And Mason Goose has done a good job of trying to take the ball inside. There's been a couple times where I thought he was fouled and they didn't call anything.
Yeah.
I think he will do a good job second half of making a lot of two-pointers. Those are some of my predictions.
Okay, I don't think I have time to do this, but I'm going to try.
This broadcast is copyright protected by Digiproof on behalf of Diedrich Allen and Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of its contents, pictures, descriptions, and accounts without the consent of Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, MasonWebTV.com, and Hood Canal Communications is prohibited.
Now the third quarter will start with the Buccaneers having the ball. Got Hernandez, Hubbard, Stanley, Walter, and Fortenbacher. Highclimbers have Cordova, Menifee, Goose, Carlton and Zepeda Soto. Here is Fortenbacher going to the basket, missing the shot. Rebound pulled down by Matt Carlton. Here comes Wheatley Cordova. Top of the key on the dribbles. To the foul line, kick it to Goose. Takes a three in the corner. Missed that one, but Carlton grabs the rebound. Is going to go right back up. Missed the shot, and Stanley ripped down that rebound. Here come the Bucks quickly. Up it goes to Fortenbacher. Saved in bounds by Goose, but he was on the baseline, Jerry. But a good save on an easy basket. Potential for the easy basket. Goose working hard. Baseline inbounds for Fortenbacher. Left of the backboard, bounces it into Hernandez. Up over Carlton, missed it. Stanley with the rebound and a turnaround jumper, and he hits it. 8 points for him, and it's a 2-point lead for the Buccaneers. Here's Goose to the three-point arc. On the drive, over to Menifee. Menifee holds the ball over his head, gets it to Carlton on the box. He'll go to work in the middle, hesitates. And have a foul on the floor on the Buccaneers. They're going to call that on Fortenbacher. Seth picked up his second. It's the first whistle in the second half. So Gabe Menifee will inbound it for the baseline, right of the backboard. Gets it into Cordova. Whitley drives right down the middle, missed the shot, and Fortenbacher pulled down the rebound with Carlton on his shoulder. Here's a three in transition by Stanley, no. And Goose will track down that rebound. Goose will get it to Menifee. Up top. And it's Carlton handed off to Zepeda Soto for three. That's short. Right into the hands of Carlton. He'll put it up. Missed the shot. Cordova tapped it to Carlton. Puts it up again. It's short. And another fight for it. Stanley pulls it out of the air. And he's on the run. Pushes it over to Walter. Walter to the hoop. Off the glass and in. Walter with 8 points. And it's a 4-point lead for the Buccaneers. 21-17. The Highclimbers haven't scored yet. Here's Goose to the box. Puts one up off the glass. 4 points for Goose. Fortenbacher back the other way. Leaves it there for, actually this is Fortenbacher. That was Hubbard. Here's Fortenbacher doing the drive. Off the glass over Carlton. 4 points for, I'm sorry, that was Fortenbacher's first basket. Putting it on the wrong sheet. Here's Zepeda Soto to the foul line. To Goose, he'll go right down the lane, put it up short, but drew the foul. So Mason Goose to the free throw line.
Doing a good job of taking it to hoop.
And the foul will go on Stanley. That's his first. Second team foul on the Buccaneers. Highclimbers Mason Goose at the free throw line for the first of two. We got the first one. We'll get another one. Here comes Katai Natral replacing Stanley. Goose will have another free throw for the Highclimbers. Goes in.
2 for 2 from the foul line for Mason Goose.
Hernandez pushes the ball up. Here is Fortenbacher for three. Off the glass and in.
Wow.
Seth Fortenbacher.
That was way beyond the three-point arc.
Yeah, it was. Here is Menifee hopping his way to the lane. Missed the shot. Carlton with the rebound. Put back. Falls in. The foul. Katai Natral picked up his second personal foul on that foul to Matt Carlton. He's at the free throw line for a possible three-point play. Try to cut this lead down. Free throw off the back of the iron, and the rebound goes to Hernandez. Reese will push it to the foul line, turn around wisely, resets. Here's Natral, hand it off to Hernandez. Here's, that's not Stanley, it is Stanley. Here's Walter. Walter to the side of the paint. Out it goes to Natral, down the side of the paint, off the glass, high and in. Katai Natral, 5 points. And that is the Buccaneers lead. Here's Menifee. Throws it up top to Goose. And now Carlton gets it. Hands it off to Cordova. Going to drive to the foul line. Down the lane goes Wheatley. Fade away. No. Rebound tap to Wheatley. Wheatley back and attacks. Missed the shot, but drew the foul. Wheatley Cordova back to the free throw line.
Wheatley is being more aggressive taking the ball to the hoop in the last 2 games that I've seen.
Katai Natral just picked up his 3rd personal. That's the 4th team foul on the Buccaneers. Cordova at the free throw line for Shelton. Got the first one. He'll get one more.
I like that out of Wheatley. He is being more aggressive.
Torsten Goller is onto the court for the Buccaneers. First time tonight. Cordova's second free throw is in. And the lead is 3. Quickly are the Buccaneers. Here's Fortenbacher. It was Hubbard. No, that was Fortenbacher. Missed the shot. Rebound goes to Menifee. I don't know why I'm missing this Fortenbacher thing. Here's Coos with the ball. Gets a screen from Carlton. Steps back for 3. That one's way off. Rebound pulled down by Stanley. And he's going to speed up the court for the Buccaneers. Hook it in the middle to Walter. Walter missed the shot. He was stripped of the ball, but they call a foul on a high climber. I don't know who they're going to get for that. There were 3 high climbers there. It's going to go on Omar Cepeda Soto, his first team foul on the high climbers. That puts Noah Walter at the free throw line. His first trip. First one is off. And we get another one as Luis Molina steps back onto the court. And Seth Fortenbacher will sit down for the high climbers. Shane Gibson steps back in. Goose will sit down. Second free throw up and in for Walter.
That is the first foul shot made by the Buccaneers. First time they've been to the foul line.
That's right. Here is Menifee going back the other way. Kick it to Omar Cepeda Soto. He'll drive baseline. Back out to Menifee for 3. That's short. And tracking down the rebound is going to be Goller. He'll leave it for Walter. Walter out to Hernandez. Hernandez the foul line to Walter. Top of the key for 3. No. Rebound goes to Carlton. 4-point lead for the Buccaneers. High Climbers have the ball. We have a timeout. It's a full one for the High Climbers. 3:34 to go. Third quarter. 29 Kingston. 25 Shelton. We'll be back.
We all depend on them for medical emergencies, to keep our highways safe, and to get back on the road. And emergency responders depend on us to watch for them, to slow down and move over. We do it for the people out there taking the risks while helping others, and the people who care about them, because most of us agree that we all share a responsibility for safety on our roads.
Okay, now we're back here in the mini dome. Go ahead, Jerry.
I'm impressed with Matt Cordova here in the second half. He's becoming more aggressive, especially on the defensive rebounds, and he sets some really good screens. And he did that in the first half.
High climber ball coming out of the timeout. Menifee with the sideline inbounds in the front court. Throw it to Cordova. He'll dribble up top, hand it off to Gibson. Shane with the ball. Gonna drive, gets a little push, no whistle. And he'll hand it off to Menifee. 12 on the shot clock for the High Climbers. Gabe's going to go to work. He'll drive side of the paint. Step under the defense, up and in. Gabe Menifee with 8 points. And the lead is now 2 for the Buccaneers. Here is Stanley. Takes a 3 at the top and drains it. Wow.
That's his third 3, Diedrich.
Here's Menifee going back the other way. After the made 3, Carlton handed off to Cepeda Soto. Omar to the foul line side of the paint. Lob it down to Carlton. Stripped of the ball by Stanley. Fight for it. And the ball's still free. Who's going to end up with it? It's going to be a jump ball. That stays with the High Climbers. Boy, you got to squeeze that rock a little tighter, I guess. Kerr Hernandez steps back onto the court for the Buccaneers. Replace Torsten Goller. Sideline inbounds for the Highclimbers. Here's Wheatley Cordova. Steps by the defense up and in.
Beautiful move.
6 points for Wheatley. Here comes Hubbard the other way for the Buccaneers. Right down the lane, shuffles it out to Hernandez, and here's Stanley for three. That's off. Rebound tapped and then controlled by Cordova. Here's Menifee pushing up to Zepeda Soto. Omar goes baseline to the box. Under the defense, snapped in, fouled, missed the shot, but drew the foul. That was a big old smack, Jerry. I just saw the hand go like this. And that, I think that'll go on Luis Merlino. Is that right? Is he on the court? I didn't even see him come in. No, it went on Luis Hernandez?
Yes.
Okay, first free throw for Omar is in. We'll get another one. No, it went on Molino, Jerry.
Did it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it had to.
I'll change it.
Because Reese is not even on the court. Second free throw by Omar is nothing but net. Give him 5 points, and it's a 1 point lead for Kingston. Here's Hubbard up the far sidelines. Now he's between the circles. Hand it off to Merlina. And Merlina for three. That's short. Rebound Gibson. And get it to Cordova at midcourt. Whitley to the three-point, way outside the three-point arc. Gets a screen from Henry back in the ballgame. To Gibson on the baseline. Drives the baseline. Lost the handle out of bounds.
That's 11 turnovers for the Highclimbers. I don't have Kingston down, but 6 turnovers? Wow.
Tyler Rose will step onto the court for the Buccaneers. He's 6'3". He's a senior. He looks like a football player, Jerry. Look at that big guy.
Yeah.
Here's Stanley. Hand it off to Hubbard. Hubbard to the foul line. Dribbles around and will leave it there for Merlina. And here's Hernandez. Kerr Hernandez. Out it goes to Hubbard for three. Cash gets it to drop in. That's a three ball. And that puts the lead to 4. Highclimbers closed it in one after a 5-point Buccaneer lead. Here's Wheatley Cordova with the ball. 1:18 to go here in the third. Henry now between the circles. Dribble over to the near side. Hand it off to Goose. Goose to the foul line with his back to the basket. Gonna step to the basket.
Beautiful move.
Oh boy. How did the defense not collapse on him, Jerry? I have no idea. Here's Hubbard. Takes a three. Blocked by Gibson. Recovered by Henry. Up to Gibson. Shane on the run the other way. He's a 1-on-2. He's going to attack the basket to the hoop. Up and in. Count it. And the foul to Stanley. Wow.
His second on Dakota.
Right in that gray area, Jerry. That's 16 fouls on the Buccaneers. Boy, that call kind of hurt my voice, Jerry.
Now that next one will be 1-and-1.
Yeah. Shane Gibson at the free throw line for a possible three-point play to give the Highclimbers a lead back. He missed it. And what do we have?
Lane violation?
Yeah, lane violation on the Buccaneers. So Gibson will get another shot at it. 35-35 right now. 52.1 seconds remain in the third quarter. Excuse me. We're not in the fourth yet. Gibson, three-point play. It does complete. And Shane has 5 points. And a 1-point lead for the Highclimbers. Here's Stanley. Stanley gets a screen, goes down the lane, bumps body, foul on the floor. They're probably going to get Henry with that. A little bit of body on that defense. And that's Bennett's first. It'll be baseline inbounds. Only the second team foul on the Highclimbers here. Inbounds to Rose, to Marlena, and a three from Stanley is off the mark. Gibson rips that rebound out of the air, and he'll bring it up. Approaching 30 seconds to go in the third. Gibson changes direction to the foul line. Gets it to Omar Zepeda Sotos. He drives baseline, turned around by Hernandez. Back to Gibson. Gibson had mugged by Molina. That's his third. 7th team foul, and Shane Gibson to the free throw line in a 1-and-1.
This is where it's important to make your foul shots.
Especially
so far, they're 8 for 11.
Yeah, especially in a close game as this one has been. Gibson with the front end of the 1-and-1. Got it.
9 for 12 from the foul line.
Gibson, 2 for 2.
Yeah.
He's going to get another one. 2-point lead for the Highclimbers. Make it 3. Here comes Stanley on the inbounds with 15 seconds to work almost right now. Met by Cordova right at midcourt. Get a screen from Rose. And Stanley to the hoop. Missed the shot, but Merlina is there to put it up and in. That's Lewis's first basket. Goose at midcourt at the buzzer. Ooh, hit the front of the rim, and we head to the fourth. Shelton up 38-37. Tight ball game. We'll be back.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal fiber internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR, then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV, restart or replay shows you've missed, and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
Waiting for the start of the fourth quarter.
What was the score at halftime?
Halftime score was 17-17.
Okay, how could I forget that?
Score here heading into the fourth, 38-37. Buccaneers will start the fourth quarter with the ball. Reese Hernandez, Stanley, Hubbard, Walter, and Fortenbacher on the court for the Bucks. Stanley with it in backcourt, or actually crossing midcourt, I should say. Over to Fortenbacher. Seth puts the ball on the floor, drives to the foul line, right down the lane, hooks it to Walter. Walter blocked by Omar Cepeda Soto. Stanley with the recovery, puts it up. It rolled in. Here comes Menifee back the other way. 1-point lead for the Bucks. Here's Henry between the circles. Bennett will hand it to Whitley Cordova. Cordova between the legs dribbles, set back for a reset. And he'll get it to Cepeda Soto. Omar drives baseline again. Stops on the box. Throws it to Cordova. Drives this down the middle of the paint. Puts it up. Missed the shot. Rebound goes to Stanley. Stanley pushes the pace for the Bucks to the foul line. Right to the hoop and up and in. And Dakota Stanley with 2 consecutive baskets gives the Bucks a 3-point lead. 41-38. Here's Omar Cepeda Soto. Catch, Hubbard nearly stole it. Omar saves it right to Henry. Henry stops on the side of the paint, puts it up short. Rebound Stanley. Dakota pushing it up. Here is Fortenbacher. Takes a 3-way outside. No. Rebound all the way out. Recovered by Hubbard to Stanley. Stanley down the lane. Double pumps. Put it up short. And Cepeda Soto got the rebound. And Stanley said something to the referee. And he just got teed up. And that also goes down as a personal foul, Jerry. So that's 3 on him.
And that's costly when you got a close game like this.
Yeah, oh yeah. He was begging, and he said you got to call that probably. Quick story, Jerry. The North Mason girls coach was ejected from a game last week.
And he didn't really say anything.
Nope, he didn't say anything. First of the technical free throws by Cordova, up and in. He'll get one more.
And then they're going to get the ball.
Yeah.
You just don't say that or do anything like that in a close game. Any game.
And basically what he said, you got to make that call. And I'm pretty sure that's what Stanley said, and that's just not accepted anymore.
No.
Second free throw by Cordova rattles in. And I think we'll have, no, I was going to think we're going to have a timeout, but we don't. It'll be Highclimber ball at the midcourt stripe.
Highclimbers are shooting 80% from the foul line, 12 for 15.
And if he gets it into Goose and then gets it right back. 1-point lead for the Bucks, 41-40, 6.5 minutes to go here in the ballgame. Backdoor cut not there, and Natral gets a pick, and Omar Cepeda Soto almost had a pick right back. Here's Stanley. Stanley for 3. Ooh, rattled deep in that cup and popped out. Menifee grabs the rebound, and here come the Highclimbers. Trailing by 1, 6:15 to go in the ballgame. Spin, Menifee short on the shot, but what a nice move.
Beautiful move.
Oh my. I think this place would have erupted if he made that shot. That was pretty.
He's been doing a nice job of taking it to the hoop, just like Goose.
In and out on the free throw by Menifee. He'll get another one. And let's see here. That's Reese Hernandez picked up that personal foul. Second free throw by Menifee. Short. Carlton rips down the rebound, puts it up, missed the shot. Stanley grabs it on the run. Going the other way. He has a 1-on-2. He's going to take it right to the hoop. Reverse layup. Goes in. Dakota Stanley. What a game he's had. He gives the Buccaneers a 3-point lead, 43-40. Here's Menifee right back.
I got him for 17 points.
Here's Whitley Cordova. Gets a screen from Carlton. Thought about a three for a moment. Drives right down the lane. Stumbles. Put it up short. No whistle. Whitley goes down hard. Recovered by Natral. Stanley tried to save it inbounds up in the other end. Had his toes on the line. Highclimbers get the ball back.
8th turnover for the Buccaneers.
5:40 to go in the ball game. 43-40 is our score. Kingston with the lead. Shelton with the ball. Here's Menifee, top of the key. Hands it off to Zepeda Soto. To Goose at the top now. Trying to get some distance between him and the defender. Drives right down the hoop. Puts it up and in. They're going to call a foul on the drive. Nope, they're going to call it 2 shots. But they called it on the drive, so Mason Goose is going to the free throw line for 2 free throws.
Yeah, unfortunately, no basket.
No basket on that one. No continuation rule in high school basketball in this case. In the NBA, that would have been 2. And
it would have been.
Yeah. Goose's first free throw rolls in.
Good job. I'm not saying anything.
Okay. Second free throw. That one goes in.
I'm going to say something now. 4 for 4, Mason.
1 point lead for the Buccaneers. Hubbard has the ball in back court. Cash will step across midcourt. High post feed to Walter. Back to Hubbard. Hubbard thought about a 3. Gets it back to Walter. Down the lane all alone. Up and in. These Buccaneers do not go away at all, Jerry.
That was a good give and go.
Here is Menifee on the dribbles. Looking for a Goose. Goose gets it, stops in the paint with a runner, rolls up short, rebound pulled down by Walter, and he has trouble corralling it, and I think they're going to get Carlton with a foul. Yes, they do. That's his second.
But I like what Matt's doing. He's being aggressive.
Only the third team foul on the Highclimbers. Gibson comes back in, and Omar Zepeda Soto sits down for the Highclimbers. 45-42. 3-point lead for the Bucks. Kingston has the ball. Here's Hubbard to Hernandez, to Natral, to Stanley. He's going to take that 3A all day long, miss it. Rebound goes to Goose, and hand it off to Menifee. 4.5 remaining. Here's Goose to Cordova. Hand it back to Goose, top of the key. And drive, lost the handle, goes right to, somehow ping-pongs to Cordova. He'll drive and roll one in. Wheelie Cordova, near steal on the inbounds. Natral avoids Cordova, gets it to Hubbard. Hubbard going right down the lane, kick it to, who was that? That's Hernandez. Back to Natral. Natral's going to drive, penetrate, bounce it out to Walter, to Hubbard. Hubbard drives, 15 on the shot clock. Hook is back to Stanley. Stanley fakes the 3, drives to the foul line. Runner, no way, Jerry.
Yeah.
No way. Just a swish on that runner at the foul line, and that's 47-44. Hot timeout on the court.
He's been hot. He's 5 for 9.
Is this a full or a 30? I'm sorry, Jerry. It's a 30, so we'll keep it here. Go ahead.
He's 5 for 9 from 2-point land, and he's also a pretty good 3-point shooter.
Gives me an opportunity to try and update my score sheet here. Go ahead, Jerry.
And Whitney Cordova is starting to light it up a little bit. Like I said, he's 4 for 4 from the foul line, and he's got a total of 10 points. So he's starting to come along.
Trying to update my score sheet. I haven't had an opportunity. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay.
Been a good game.
Highclimbers have the ball coming out of the timeout. Trailing by 3, 47-44. Here is Menifee crossing midcourt. Top of the key, hands it off to Goose. Goose is going to drive down the lane, left alone, drops in. Mason Goose. 12 points.
Doing a good job there.
1 point lead for the Buccaneers. Stanley will hand it to Hubbard. Hubbard high post feed to Walter, gets the ball back to Hubbard. Working to the elbow, he'll take a three. In and out. Rebound goes to Gibson. Gibson came from way outside to grab the rebound. Here is Cordova. Cordova going to drive, get a screen from Carlton. His jumper is short. Rebound goes right back to Cordova. Takes 2 steps down the lane. Came up short on the shot. And here comes Stanley the other way. Runner again at the foul line. That one doesn't fall in. Rebound tapped out to Merlina. Out to Hubbard. Hubbard drives the foul line. Hands it off. Here's Merlina for 3. That's short, right into the hands of Goose. 2:45 to go in the ball game. Still a 1-point lead for the Bucks, 47-46. Menifee to the foul line on the drive. Backing down his defender. Steps by the defender, puts it up, missed it. Rebound tapped in. Hernandez comes up with it. Here comes Reese. Kick it to Stanley. Stanley trying to find some room by around Menifee. Menifee reached around and knocked it into the feet of Natral. It went out of bounds, and that's a turnover. The Highclimbers get the ball.
He reached under, not over. That's what caused that turnover.
Still 47-46, 2:15 to go in the ball game. Buccaneers with the lead. Shelton with the ball. Here is Menifee. Hands it off to Goose on that far side. Gets the screen. Swing into the corner. Here's Menifee. Fakes the 3, drives baseline, goes right to the hoop, puts it up, in, foul. Oh boy. Gabe Menifee, 10 points. Excuse me. And Walter picked up his 3rd personal. That's the 10th team foul on the Bucks. Fortenbacher returns for the Buccaneers, replacing Molina. Gabriel Menifee at the free throw line for possible 3-point play. He hit it.
And the Highclimbers have reestablished the lead.
Highclimbers take the lead back. They lead by 2. High post feed now to Walter. Back to Hubbard. Hubbard gets it down to Walter. Quick shot short. Carlton grabbed the rebound, and here come the Highclimbers. Cordova outside, 1:45 to go now. Gets a reset to Menifee. One hands it to Carlton. Carlton handed off to Gibson. Gibson drives to the foul line, steps by the rebound with a scoop, missed it. Carlton with a rebound, put back, goes in. Climbers up 4 and a timeout by the Buccaneers. Wow, 1:28 to go in the ball game. 51 for Shelton, 47 for Kingston. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to say that again. Don't go anywhere.
Kids will be kids, which just goes to say kids will be curious. They get into everything. If there's a loaded firearm in the house, they could get their hands on that too. Keeping firearms locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition in a place inaccessible to kids can help keep your loved ones safe from family fire. Safe gun storage saves lives.
Finally got a chance to update my score sheet from the 3rd quarter. Not even into the 4th yet.
Highclimbers have shot 20 foul shots, made 15, 75%.
Wow. 51-47, Shelton with the lead, Kingston with the ball. Natral back in there, rolls it up to Hubbard. He'll speed across midcourt, hand it off to Stanley. Dakota way outside over Carlton, missed the 3. Goose comes up with the rebound. He's just pivoting around to avoid anybody. Get it to Cordova on the sidelines. He'll get by Stanley, and Stanley's going to be called the foul. There's a lot of contact all the way up the court. Stanley just picked up his 4th.
Yeah.
That puts Wheatley Cordova at the free throw line for 2 shots as the Buccaneers have 10 team fouls. Cordova, ooh, that one popped out of the cup. Highclimbers only have 3 team fouls. 1:08 to go in the ball game.
That is amazing. And we're shooting 2 shots every time.
Yep. Second free throw goes in for Cordova.
And he's 5 for 6 from the foul line.
And they gave him his 10th point. Here's Hubbard crossing midcourt to Walter, back to Hubbard. Hubbard trying to find some running room here. Kick it out to Stanley, fakes the three, drives to the paint, took about 3 steps, put it up in, foul. At least it looked like he took up 3 steps, but
he took a couple, too many.
But Dakota Stanley goes for the 3-point play, and I think Matt Carlton took something to the eye or to the face on that one. And the foul went to Whitley Cordova, his first. So Dakota Stanley, 20 points. Again, this will be his 21st point if he makes it, and he does. I don't know why I question it. I'm sorry, 23rd point. I was 2 behind.
Yeah.
So it's a 2-point lead for the Highclimbers, 52-50. Gibson brings the ball up, standing on the midcourt stripe, nearly stolen away. Menifee avoids the pressure, and here is Gibson. Gibson, backdoor cutter. It's Cordova. He had an open shot, and a timeout was called before he made the shot. It's a full timeout, Jerry. Let's take a breath. 37.9 seconds remain. 2-point lead for the Highclimbers. They have the ball.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
Well, Jerry, 2-point lead for the Highclimbers.
I was watching a college game this morning, and the kid, one of the guard, made a nice 3-pointer as the coach called timeout.
Well, I think in this case, with 37.9 seconds, I think Sam Krieger wanted just to make sure it's defensively worried about. Here is an inbound. Actually, the inbounds went to Gibson. Now here's Menifee. High post feed to Carlton, to Goose. Going to drive right down the lane. Nobody touched him. Oh, he missed the layup. Rebound went to his Natral, ripped away, stolen away by Goose. And Goose dribbles all the way out to half court where he's fouled by Hernandez. That'll be his second. Highclimbers are shooting 2 from here on out. That was a big steal, Jerry, after the rebound.
It sure was. It was good. Keeping his head in the ball game. Goose, good job.
Mason, 12 points. Oh, in and out on the first one. They get another one. 20.8 seconds remains in this game, Jerry. Goose, second free throw. Off. Rebound goes to Walter. And a timeout called by the Bucks. 19.6 seconds remain in the ball game. 2-point lead for the Highclimbers. I think this is a 30. Nope, it's a full. Jerry, I think we'll just keep it right here. Why not? Hold on, take a break.
It's a 30.
Is it 30 now? Okay. Well, I saw a full, but no, it's a full. They're calling the full. He's calling the full on the score. Yeah.
Or he didn't bring
Either way,
out?
and it's got. I came into this game not expecting such a tight, low-scoring game, at least in the first half. This has gotten into a pretty decent score now for 52-50.
Yeah, the halftime score was 17 apiece.
Right.
And
it was 5-4 after one quarter, Jerry.
It's just been an interesting game, back and forth.
Let's see, the biggest lead in this ball game has been 5.
It was that
was the Buccaneers had 5-point lead in the third. Highclimbers have been up 4 a couple of times here in the late going. The Buccaneers are not going away. This is very the girls' game was very similar in the way that they just don't go away.
Now they're probably thinking that when he called the timeout, little sooner, Sam did. He was saying, "How are we going to defense Dakota?"
Right,
Stanley.
Stanley, yeah.
So that was
5.
probably a good timeout.
Yeah,
I agree.
So the Bucks have to go the length of the floor. 19.6 seconds remains. Here's Hernandez. Reese will get by Gibson to the foul line. He'll turn around and he'll throw it over to Hubbard. Hubbard to Walter, back to Hubbard. Hubbard took steps. He took about 4 steps before he got away from the ball. Turnover. Highclimbers get it back. That was just a mental mistake by Hubbard. I think he wasn't expecting to have the ball.
And a crucial
Yeah, exactly. And here comes Moth and Molina again for the Buccaneers.
For defense?
Probably give a real quick foul, I would imagine. Here is Menifee, gets it into Cordova. Cordova fouled immediately by Hubbard. That's his third. So Wheatley Cordova will head down to the south end of the mini dome and shoot a couple of free throws. And I think the Highclimbers are going to take a timeout. No, maybe not. So Wheatley Cordova's at the free throw line for 2 free throws. He hits both of these, it pretty much ices the game. But he's got to hit him first, right?
He's got to hit him, but he's a good one to have on the line for us.
Yeah, he did go. He did miss one of the 2 the previous trip to the free throw line, but that's his only miss.
Yeah, he is 5 for 6.
Yeah. First free throw for Whitley goes in. Gives the Highclimbers a 3-point lead with 7.7 seconds remaining. Substitutions back as Natral and Walter return with Stanley, Hernandez, and Hubbard. Highclimbers have Menifee, Carlton, Goose, Gibson, and Cordova for his second free throw. Got him. That gives the Highclimbers a 4-point lead with 7.7 seconds.
Well, the Iceman did it.
You call him Steady Eddie.
I know. I give him a couple names. He's just a great kid.
13 points for Wheatley. Let's see here. 12 points for Mason. If I got that right, I'll have to make sure I added that up correctly. It is a full timeout while we have a moment here. I think I'll read one of these things.
Okay.
Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, helps you know what local government is doing with live video streams of meetings for the Mason County Commission, the Shelton School Board, and the North Mason School Board, and the Port of Allen Commission. Watch past meetings of these entities as well as the Shelton City Council. Mason Web TV also covers the Port of Shelton Commission, the League of Women Voters of Mason County, the Mason County Fire District 12, and select informational meetings from the Shelton Mason County Chamber of Commerce, North Mason Chamber of Commerce, and the North Mason Community Voice. If you want to see what's going on, check out MasonWebTV.com daily. Right now we're into the state legislative session. Lots of good information about what's going on in Olympia on the website right now.
Yeah, they want to reduce the DUI down to 0.05.
0.05.
Good chance of passing.
I have mixed feelings about that, but I understand why. Inbounds goes to Walter for the Bucks. Here's Stanley, 3 on the way, high off the glass, missed it. Carlton will get the rebound, and that will be that. 54-50.
Exciting game.
Highclimbers eke out a win over a tough and athletic Kingston team. 54-50, the final score. We'll take a timeout. We'll wrap this thing up. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because it felt like a failure. And then I realized, like, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal fiber internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR Then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV. Restart or replay shows you've missed and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Well, it's a final here in the Mini Dome. Hard-fought win by the Shelton Highclimbers, 54-50 over the Kingston Buccaneers. Highclimbers were led by Wheatley Cordova, 13 points. Mason Goose finished with 12, 11 for Gabriel Menifee, 7 for Shane Gibson, 6 for Matt Carlton, and 5 for Omar Zapata Soto. For the Buccaneers in a losing effort, Dakota Stanley finished with 22 points, game high right there. 11 for Noah Walters, 5 for Seth Fortenbacher, 5 for Cash Hubbard, 5 for Katai Natral, a basket for Luis Merlina. Really a tough fight for the Highclimbers to pull away, get them up with a win. Low-scoring game here in the first. It was 5-4. Shelton with a 1-point lead, tied at 17 at the half. Highclimbers had a 1-point lead after 3, 38-37. And then you see the final score, 54-50. The Buccaneers had a 5-point lead in the third quarter. They were up 4 a couple of times in the fourth. Highclimbers are up 4 in the fourth as well. Highclimbers did pull out the win with that 4-point difference, and Jerry had more statistics to pass along.
Thanks, Diedrich. Good job tonight calling the game. The interesting thing about Kingston, they only shot 3 times from the foul line, 2 for 3. As far as shooting from the field, they made 6. No, whoops, I got it wrong. They shot 19, made 19 out of 64 attempts, 30%. They had 12 turnovers, which is good, pretty good. The Buccaneers were very aggressive, and the Highclimbers took advantage of that.
Right.
They did take advantage of that because if you look, the Highclimbers were 18 for 25 from the foul line. Yes, you heard me right, 72%. The other thing is the Highclimbers really cut down the turnovers in the second half. I only have them for 12. I might have missed 1 or 2, but they reached 2 goals that we had established for them. From the field, they were 17 for 55, which is 31%. This is a great game. The advantage goes to the Highclimbers, the way they shot from the foul line. The turnovers were pretty even. The percentage on the overall was about the same, 30% for the Buccaneers, and I have 31% for the Highclimbers.
Okay. So I got to add there?
That's pretty well it.
That's pretty well it, okay.
Can I just say a couple things about
Sure,
some
go
players?
ahead.
Gabe Menifee, nice job tonight on taking the ball to the hoop and keep it controlling the tempo. Mason Goose, nice job on your foul shooting. 66% tonight, 4 for 6. And he took the ball to the hoop very well. Shane Gibson did some things I thought were pretty good. He was 2 for 4 from the field. Wheatley Cordova had a good second half.
Yeah.
And he made his foul shots when he had to.
Yeah, he only missed one.
He only missed one.
And Gibson was 3 for 3 at the free throw line as well.
That's right.
That's pretty impressive for a guy who comes off the bench and doesn't play a whole lot.
Thank you. That was the thing I forgot. Shane did, overall, I thought, a really good job. And Matt Carlton, golly, he came through in that second half on the defensive rebounds. Just a good job.
All right, Jerry. Next up for Shelton, they travel to Rochester next Friday, so they have some time to rest up and recover from these last couple of games. They did 3 games in 3 days, and that's pretty tough on any team, but it also gets you prepared for tournament time when you do play every day. Kingston's schedule has the Bucks playing at North Kitsap on Tuesday, so that's a tough road for the
North
Bucks.
Kitsap's good.
Oh, I think that will do it for us tonight. Our next broadcast, by the way, that's not even right on my sheet. It's actually going to be the girls' game next Thursday, so we get a break. That'll be Rochester coming here into the mini dome. And that'll be a critical game for the Lady Climbers as they beat Rochester in Rochester not too long ago, 10 days ago or so. And if they beat them, it pretty much locks them in.
It does.
There's still an outside chance somebody can sneak up there on them, but that would be in playoffs, as the coach told us in the pregame for the girls' game, win and we're in, basically. And I think they win. They beat Rochester, breaks the tie. They have the game. They got to get by. They've got Rochester, Aberdeen, and Centralia. Their next 3 games.
Aberdeen will be the toughest of those 3. They're in 3rd place.
Right. So that'll be an interesting road for the Highclimbers. I haven't had a chance for the boys, I should say. Excuse me. I haven't had a chance to talk to Sam for a couple of games now. They are right now locked into 4th. I don't see anybody challenging them because they are at Rochester. They play here against Aberdeen. We'll have that game. And then they play at Centralia. And they should be number 4, which means they'll host a playoff game, the play-in, the pigtail, whatever it's called, on the 10th of February, I believe the date right here.
That would be great.
So, I mean, it has been a long time since a playoff game has been played here in Shelton.
I also want to give a shout-out to somebody who was a former student of mine in traffic safety. We don't have any Thompsons playing this year, but you know what?
We've got one on the bench.
We got one coaching, and I'm so proud of him. He was asked by Sam Krager to be the C team coach, and I bet you he's doing a good job. Just a good person. And
well, I guess that'll do it for us from the Mini Dome tonight. My thanks to Jerry Apple for his help with these broadcasts, 2 games tonight. And thank you for joining us for this high school basketball doubleheader. Final score again in the girls' game, 54-38. Shelton with the win over Kingston. And again, the boys' final 54-50. And we will talk to you next week for more basketball on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, was made possible by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason PUD3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health.
Thanks for watching Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.